shows, they are looked at, they're not looked at the same as the black reality shows when it comes when it comes to the society. And then you said, as far as us being on television, we only know one person that actually owned his own channel when it comes to on cable, and that's Byron Allen. So the rest of you can't just go. It's just like what T.I. said to the woman that was running BET. He said, if I take this, what is righteous to this woman, she gonna say, get that out my face. This is instead of me having. Remember, it's a woman who approved. Even Miss Johnson, who was the half owner of BET, actually wrote an article saying she wished she would have never did that when she was the owner of BET. She wanted black women or women in that type of environment or in that type of way, because she's seen how it has excelled and grown what we see today. Jersey Shore is looked at, kids are looked at as they are acting out.
But no, these aren't kids.
But the people, no, hold on. I'm talking about the people in Jersey Shore. They was kids when it first came out. They was looked at as kids acting out. If black people are looked at, this is considered in society. Black people are looked at in the way they are ratchet. That's not acting out. They are thugs. They are people that's unlearned, things like that. So it's looked at different when it comes to the society, and we must take.
Who's the society?
What we have to check, what we have to do as a people, because it's many people that's on social media. They're not worrying about ABC or CBS or all those. They have positive stuff on social media. But then when also understand this, and then I'm gonna land my plane. When Bill Cosby came out with that show, guess what most of the complaints was? Oh, black people don't really look like that. Oh, black people, why he brings stuff like that? He know black people is not like that. That's how it was with a lot of complaints when he came out with the Cosby Show and the show that he had before that. Because the show that he had before that, when he was in a positive, he was a teacher, and he was teaching kids through all different race. They took the show off talking about, the ratings was too low.
You're proving my point, Von Eric. We didn't own any of that. Everything you named off, he didn't own the channel. But now we are in a position. I'm talking about now. We can spit out shows, cartoons, anything now.
Where?
With a little creativity, you can have a cartoon ready.
What channel?
Yeah, listen. Hey, let me tell you something. I ain't just talking shit.
What channel? I just told you. It's only one black person that owns his own channel. The rest of the channels are not owned by black people. You gotta remember, when you do a show, you have to take it to them, and they have to approve it.
But what she's saying on the outside of that is that we need to create the network, not create shows and take them to someone for approval. What she's saying is, how do we get our own television network where we don't have to take it before somebody who's going to misrepresent us to get their approval?
Okay, now that's the thing, because when the people on Capitol Hill, when they came as far as putting a show, this is the reason why Byron Allen has his own network, okay? Because Maxine Waters passed a bill that you have to have a certain percentage of black owned on the cable network, right? So with Comcast and them they said, but we would do that, but we would have to have half ownership. We will have to be ownership. This is the reason why you don't see positive stuff on TV One, because Comcast controlled her debt. That's the reason why she couldn't approve of things on TV One, because Comcast controlled her debt. So all the other African shows or black shows are owned not fully by black people. The only one that owns his show outright, and this is the reason why Roland Martin asked him a question. When you get your own channel, are you going to help black people? What are you going to do? That's the reason why you don't see. And if you see really he didn't do anything when he got his own channel, when he was approved by Comcast and by Dish Network, because he had to go to the Supreme Court just to get his own channel.
About the Supreme Court, I followed.
Let me step in. Let me step in. Hold on, Chuck. Let me step in because I haven't said nothing yet. Let me step in. Right. I totally agree with what the brother Von Eric is saying, and the reason I say that is because the great Malcolm X said, "Us as a people, we have to stop relying on entertainers, athletes, and everybody else to represent us." You know, the buffoon image is something that they want to put out, and that they want to display with us. When we have brothers that are making drill music and blatantly talking about, you know, genocide towards their own people, that is a problem. You know what I mean? It is a huge problem. You know what I mean? It's not something to be taken lightly, right? This is our genocide being broadcasted to the world. We being broadcast to the world by committing genocide through our music. That's a problem. When we see sisters twerking and acting a fool, that's a problem. It is a problem. Because every other culture controls the image to a T and will be willing to go to war for their image. Trust and believe. You know what I mean? And we have to have the same thing, because when we get around people or we get in certain environments that we know where we're trying to make an effort, we are automatically judged by what somebody else done did. That don't even represent what we're trying to do. You know what I mean? So and I'm about to play a clip that's gonna be super controversial, super duper controversial, right? It's gonna be hard hitting. I'm gonna play 2 clips in a row, and it's gonna really hit us in the mouth, because that's what I do. Salute to Smitty. I'm glad he up here. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna give him a question, and I'm gonna get to the clip. As soon as I give him this question, I'm gonna drop the 2 clips, and I want us just to react with our full blackness, because that's where we going tonight. All right, and I got 2 of them, and they both controversial as a mug. All right, so Smitty, I'm going to you, bro. Do black people need to control our image when it comes to media? Going to you right now with that question.
Only if the majority of us care to.
Okay, I think Bro landed his plane. Thank you, Grace. Thank you for the
He landed that plane early.
You. Yeah, word. With the mini Mariah, see you in the building. You know what I mean? Well, hey, it don't matter if you don't care what the men got to say, sugar bum. You know what I mean? I care about what all our people got to say. You know what I mean? I care about everything that everybody has to say. Whether it's man or woman, I just care about my people. I don't care if it's a man or a woman, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? I just want our people to have a voice. All right, Melissa, I got you. Hold on. All right, let me remove. Boom. Okay, I got you. Here we go. Yeah, I just want to hear my people talk.
Right.
You good?
My bad.
Yeah, I just want to hear my people talk. That's it. You know what I mean? But let me drop these videos, y'all, and we're gonna get into it. All right, let's get it.
Should I go? Should I go?
Yes, sir.
No, should I leave?
No, you're not leaving. We talking about you leaving?
Okay.
You good? Fair use, y'all. Let me put up the fair use. I'm about to drop these 2 videos, and like I said, I want you to react in your full blackness. All right? Nothing more, nothing less. Okay?
What's up, Bryce?
Let me go here. All right. So I'm gonna play these back to back. All right? And I want y'all reactions to them. Let's get it.
Not an African American. I'm an American. I am a Black American. I am definitely Black. And yes, my ancestors come from Africa. How long does a bloodline have to live in one land before they are considered a pure species of that land? Meaning, how long did my people have to be in America to say, hey, no, we're American? compared to some people who are English American, who are Irish American, who are German American from their ancestors, but they get to call themselves American. There's nothing wrong with being African American, but a true African American is someone that is from Africa and moved here, either first generation or second generation, and has a tie to that country that I do not have. One of the first census in Virginia that allowed for Black people to have a name was somebody from my family. So that means they were there long before. I am not an African American, I'm an American. I am a Black American. I am definitely Black. And yes, my ancestors come from Africa. How long does a bloodline have to live in one land before they are considered a pure species of that land? Meaning, how long did my people have to be in America to say, hey, no, we're American, compared to some people who are English American, who are Irish American, who are German American from their ancestors, but they get to call themselves American. There's nothing wrong with being African American, but a true African American is someone that is from Africa and moved here, either first generation or second generation, and has a tie to that country that I do not have. One of the first census in Virginia that allowed for Black people to have a name was somebody from my family. So that means they were there long before. I am not.
Okay, that's video number 1. All right. And I'm gonna just get to video number 2 real quick. All right, because like I said, I want you to answer in your full Blackness. Not part of your Blackness, in your full Blackness. Let's get it.
What y'all think? I don't care if you think you a lawyer, if you a man, if you an African American, if you whatever the fuck you think you are. We thugs and niggas to these motherfuckers. You know? And until we own some shit, I'ma call it like it is. How you gonna be a man and we starving? Go ahead. You know? And you can walk by 5 different houses, ain't a man in either one of them motherfuckers. Why we gonna be a man? How we gonna be African Americans? We out here dying. We thugs and we niggas until we set this shit right. Trust me when I tell you that shit. I don't care what y'all think. I don't care if you think you a lawyer, if you a man, if you an African American, if you whatever the fuck you think you are. We thugs and niggas to these motherfuckers. You know? And until we own some shit, I'ma call it like it is. How you gonna be a man and we starving? Go ahead. You know? And you can walk by 5 different houses, ain't a man in either one of them motherfuckers. Why we gonna be a man? How we gonna be African Americans? We out here dying. We thugs and we niggas until we set this shit right. Trust me when I tell you that shit.
Ooh, man, we got a lot of perspectives on that. Like I said, I want you to answer your full Blackness. Melissa, it's on you, sis. Go ahead.
I am still trying to figure out what people's purpose is for trying to define their skin tone.
Talk about it.
Their skin tone, their culture, their attitude, where they're raised, what they think, and all putting that under the blanket of one color agenda. That again, it's back to what Miss Chaka says. It's literally what you put out there. It's literally what you accept. I think it's literally what you call yourself. I can't tell you that it's wrong for you to call yourself an African American. That's your perspective, which means that's your reality, which means that's your truth. I could call myself a Black American and somebody say, nah, because you too light skinned. So you ain't really an African American. You a mulatto or you a something. Somewhere in times past, my ancestors was in the house. They wasn't outside picking cotton, obviously. You feel what I'm saying? So I think, again, yeah, those two people have the same opinions, but that's by what they choose and things of that nature. Now, do we understand that when we pull up a piece of paper that was created by a non-African, Black, whatever you want to call light-skinned American, or whatever, because I ain't never been to Africa either. And I kind of agree with some of that. That's for, I feel like if Africans are who migrated over here want to take that title on, and that's what they want to use to feel like they're clearly defining that they're not a part of here, they're just over here for now, and that's the title they want to put on themselves, that's fine. Me, 9 times out of 10, if I have to check a checkbox, I check other. I just want to see what you're going to ask me. I don't know. And I'll land there for the moment.
Smitty, it's on you. We going around. Smitty, it's on you, bro. No? All right. Chocolate is on you, then Smitty. You muted, Chocolate.
Like I said.
Real quick.
I don't know if you guys...
Hello? Real quick. You know this is my spot, so keep me right here for the night. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Here's what I'd like to add to this. I was right. Everything I said. Like I said, it's been going on for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, 60 years. So I'm not going to sit up here and point fingers at nobody. But what representation even stepped out? The fact that those Black folks even stepped out to do anything. Yes, they're going to see us how they want to see us because they own it. They own it. But we want to say, I said, and no shot at you, Von Eric, but it's a little disappointing to hear when I say, now we have.
Your sound went out, sis. Salute to my homie Grizz. Chocolate, no sound, Chocolate. We can't hear you. No, I can't. I'm sorry, sis. We still can't hear you. All right. Chuck, let me know when your sound get back. Oh, you good. Yeah, here we go.
Hey, I'm here.
Yeah, you can hear you.
I'm sorry. I wasn't muted. My Bluetooth picked up. So anyway, long story short, we can continue to have these conversations about the same shit. It is not going to change if there's not enough representation. They outnumber us. Of course, they're going to have more. But I can go and switch to the Spanish channel. So that's the next biggest group in our country, right? They got 4-5 channels. We're talking about sports, weather, entertainment, interviews, game shows, the whole corny setup. And we can't do that now. Are you serious? It is frustrating because it's like either you want us to do and be better or we're going to keep complaining. And it ain't that nobody up here at the panel. I'm not mad. I ain't hating. I am just over it. It is about representation. So I'm doing what I can to throw my hand in it. And when we speak on it, we should discuss that side of it. What's wrong with making cartoons for our babies? Y'all talk about the kids so much, but we ain't built shit for them. So yeah, I'm exhausted with that. Yeah, he right. And so is she. You gotta decide. Our culture has nothing to do with our color. Our culture is survival. We don't even celebrate it. We point fingers at each other and then be shitting on each other like, oh, I'm a better Black person than you. Who told you that? Because they let you have some money. Let. We didn't build it. They didn't want us to build it. And even when we were doing our own thing, remember, their ancestors are still living. They burned it down. You know why they burned it down? Because they didn't want us to be more successful. Now, it doesn't matter. We are global. We can change the narrative. We can show different shit. Excuse my language. I'm so sorry. I won't say it again. But I'm for real. Like, where's the creativity of it?
No,
you don't think we can?
We uncensored here, girl. Go ahead.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I don't get it. That's why I said that. I shared this. I was talking to Sweet Bread after everybody left, and I told him. I said I started a news channel because I ain't gonna just talk shit. I'm gonna do it too. So I started a news channel, learned how that worked. We have none out here. I don't know if anybody watch the news out here or get their news from YouTube, but I do because it's on the ground news. It's people that live wherever what's going on. And they care about their community, and they all over the internet. They're all over YouTube. So I'm not going to sit up here and say what Black people won't do, what they can't do. I don't want to hear it because I know what we can do. We ain't even got to leave our house now to do it. So there's no excuse. I'm over it for real. Like, I'm not even trying to be disrespectful. I'm just tired of hearing it. It's always about what we can't do. It's always about what the ratchet. So what? Ratchet ain't going nowhere. The Bible talk about ratchetness. Why do we care so much? I'm going to twerk my ass on my birthday, Von Eric, real hard. And I got to slip this. I like to twerk. Twerking ain't took nobody down yet. I'm tired of hearing about men talk about our bodies. I'm tired of it. When we can't hold a conversation about building something, but you can tell me twerking is changing the world. Not the Black women who are in STEM now, alone, astronauts, technical scientists working with NASA. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about how we could get a satellite. We have our own Starlink. There's nothing to stop us. It's all about the money now. But because we a joke and they don't think we're going to do shit, no way. So what does it matter if we fail or succeed at it? At least try it. Just try it. We've survived. We are a culture of survivalists. Our ancestors survived some crazy shit and they are still here. The Holocaust was here. My people from here. I don't know nobody in Africa yet. And even if I do, I don't care. You think all these people that came from Ireland and Europe and China that ended up being here 3, 4, 5 generations, you think they give a shit? No, they're taking advantage of what they have now. Stop talking about the past, but we ain't using it to make nothing better. We just keep complaining. And I apologize. It just got me riled up because I'm like, come on. He was right. How can you be a woman? How can you be a man? How can you say you standing up for your community, but you don't give a shit if it's built or not? You don't care that kids is going to sleep hungry, uneducated. We don't have opportunities. We're telling babies to go to college to do what? To do what? What's going to be here for them? You can't have corporate without manufacturing. You can't have manufacturing without the industrial. You can't have the industrial without the agricultural. They're all tied in together. We're connected, whether we want to be or not. So excuse me, no disrespect to anybody else, but I just please don't bring it my way. We're going to try. We're going to see. If it fails, y'all will find out. And if it succeeds, you'll know. But damn, let's try it. It's free. And that's the crazy part. Smoke break, but thank you for letting me speak. I just love my people, and that will never change. Ever. So, yeah, much love.
I think it's on you, Steady.
Oh, I apologize. I'm sorry. My bad. I just want to make sure I'm respectful here today. So you said respond with full blackness?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm going to present a video. It's only 30 seconds, and I'm going to speak. It's 30 seconds. It's no words. It's just going to be a description. Then I'll go from there. Okay. All right.
Let's get it.
It's right there. Pangea has been multiple. All right. Pangea. All right. Do you not know how many times there's something called tectonic plates and they shift? You already know. Salute. I see you. It's tectonic plates. They continuously shift. Okay. So I want us to think about this right now. Even when we down to say we are the minority, how possibly, if we know that we're the ones that started on this earth, and we know that once upon a time it all was one mass and it spread. So are we really surprised when we hear is black folks that once did Europe and we owned it? Are we surprised that we know that once upon a time Asians started off with wide noses and thick lips? Are we surprised? No, I'm not. We've been around the world since the world began. Africa is not the only place. All right. I went on ahead and did my background history check. My people are basically Black Native American. At least 5 generations right here on this turf. Plamunky and Monacan. Google them. That's my family background that I looked up. I got information to. Right. So when it comes to like how this whole thing works, as far as where we were born, are we the minority? Maybe here in this specific location, yeah. But when you talking about this skin tone and features right here, that's so gorgeous that you see. Now this is around the world. It's around the world. So what circumference in metric are we speaking of? Are we speaking about the entirety? Or are we speaking about just here? Now, just here? Okay. All right. Yeah, cool. All right. Give it to him. But do you not recognize why it is that all of this is the way it is? Now, even down to where I'll move on. Did y'all hear how Pac was talking? You heard him, right? I want us to peep something real quick. Watch this. Watch this. Did you hear how he was cussing? Did you hear how he was yelling? Sometimes he got to the point where his words kind of muffled because he screamed into the mic so much. What would that be called nowadays? An emotional ass man. I'm one of the men. I remember the days when men spoke like that and it wasn't looked at nothing bad. They weren't called you're triggered. You weren't called emotional. Back then, I want you to really pay attention. How did that man talk? That's a real thing that we used to do. My point is this. So when we speak about how they destroyed us, I swear on life, I don't put that on my sisters. Nah, they started with us. They made sure that the entire world see us as docile. And that's just a fact. The way he spoke, let any of us begin to even raise our voice. We're going to get all kinds of you need therapy. Let's just be for real. Let's keep this all the way a thou wow. Black men can't talk like that no more. You can't raise your voice. You got to stay real soft and dormant. You better not show no emotion and passion. You better not show how much you are so enthusiastic about what you speak about. You better not do that, black man. Don't you dare. You better stay soft and be weak. I swear on life, as a black man, I have peeped this. I've noticed it. I see it. It's happened to me multiple. I mean, throughout my life. I'm talking about my entire life. So, you know, when we talking about, you know, this whole being docile, and I'm almost done, right? Because I'm sitting back, I'm really listening on some third eye.
Cook your food, bro. You a chef. Cook your food.
Like, real talk though. So, like, I'm peeping, right? While we talking about this, like, happiness, right? I really do remember when that was the time. Now, when it comes to the whole, I don't know, I guess you could say twerking, things of that nature. The one thing I know is that the fact is image is real big, and I'll take it to a basic format, right? So let somebody have the truth. Watch this, my sisters. Say I'm a man and I got all the information in the world, but every time I get online, I got like a real dirty background. I don't look clean at all. You can see my knuckles is ashy, my teeth are messed up, everything. But I got all the information in the world. 9 times out of 10, most of my people are going to reject that. Why? Because of the image. Now I want to flip this. Okay, now let's take it to my sisters. The fact is, you can be as a queen as you want to. The very moment that you start doing certain activities in public, it would be hard for the world to take us serious. See, the fact is, we want the world to take us serious. We don't want them to keep looking at us as a joke. And that's just a fact. We don't. I don't have nothing to say about what anybody does. Now, again, my first answer was very short and to the point. If we care. So if we care, then okay. All right, cool. Then let's have the discussion. If it's unanimous and we're saying we don't care, then I don't have nothing to say either. I'm just going to move on too. Cool. All right, then let's just keep up doing what we're doing. All I have to say is then let's not complain about what we don't have and what they won't give us and why we're not respected around the world. Let's just shut that up. Let's just shut that shit up. Okay? So if we're going to move a certain way, cool. I don't have nothing to say about it. I don't have no feelings about it. But if that is the case, then I think we really need to think about what the repercussions, because everything is called cause and effect. That's science. Anything you do, it has an effect to it. If I wash my body, the effect of washing my body is I will be clean and smell good. That's the effect of washing my body. If I decide not to wash my body, the effect of that will be, okay, the cause of me not washing my body, the effect of me not washing my body means I'm going to stink. I'm going to be foul. I'm going to be dirty. Don't nobody want to be around me. So I can choose not to wash my body if I want to. That's my choice. Nobody's going to force me to wash. But I need to know if people don't want to be around me because I stink, then I need to go ahead and take that L. Now, the only way for me to fix that is to go ahead and say, you know what? I want to clean up. And the moment that I come back around to people and they're like, God damn, Smitty, you smell good. Then, okay, cool beans. Everything is cause and effect. That's all I'm speaking about. It's not about judgment. And I think we're too quick to think someone's judging you, and I'm landing it. We're too quick to think it's judgmental. No, most of us is like, we don't care. But just know, don't complain about what the cause is after the fact. That's it. Everything has that. But I digress. My mic is muted. Rock out.
Man, thank you, bro, for cooking that for real. Man, appreciate you. You already know. Much love. And definitely you are all free to join. I'm going to drop the link here. All right. Brother Von Eric, it is on you. Then I'm going to get to OG. Then I'm going to get to Grizz. Then I'll respond. Salute to Grizz. Good to see you in the building. But
I'm sorry. Interject a quick. I'm sorry. I just want to interject a quick shout out to Lady Crucible because she is here because I invited her. And I see her saying hi, and I can't walk and chew gum with these comments and keeping up with the conversation. So shout out to you, sis.
You starting to learn how it is. You starting to see, hey, it's not easy behind here.
I never said
it's
it was.
easy.
I promise you that. That's why that's why my
man, it's not easy.
Not. And I appreciate y'all for helping.
I swear on life. You know, Native, you know.
I'm sorry, Mr. Bob.
Von Eric, it's on you, big bro.
That shit is not easy keeping up with all that shit.
Yeah, everybody had some great points, but I just want to hit. Well, I'm gonna go with the video first. I don't know. I think Ms. spoke on it. I don't know where she comes from when she say American. She may be her context that she's using could be because of the law. And she's showing the difference between as far as us being American, we was raised and born here and things like that. We are different than someone that's coming over here and staying here. And as far as how it is on your birth certificate, I think she is saying she's American, not African American, because if you say African Americans, particularly when it comes to the law, it's a difference. So I think that's where she's coming from, just on that. I think as far as what Tupac, as what Mr. Seven was saying, I think the difference between what Tupac is doing, he was speaking as a freedom fighter, just as Malcolm X, just as Fred Hampton, and all the revolutionary people back in the day, he was speaking in that context or in that aspect. And yes, it was looked at as a revolutionary, but as time progressed, especially when it comes to the social society, if a black man is doing that, it's looked at differently as a thug or as something else. But yes, you are absolutely right. Where he was coming from and where at that time.
No, emotional. No, emotional. He's an emotional man who needs therapy. He needs help. Who hurt you? He's not passionate. He's not speaking for his people. Yeah, bro.
Oh, okay.
Like, we can't talk. We cannot. No, you're not allowed. You're supposed to be a stiff, soft, really soft. You can't show emotion, bro.
Okay.
You looked at like something hurt you because you just simply passionate. We mix it up. That's what I'm speaking about. But you on point. I don't mean to stop you. I'm sorry.
No. Yeah, I see that. I see the difference between with like Bill Cosby. If you go back and look at a lot of his interviews and things he did, he spoke well-mannered, particularly, and he used context that was directly just as a person speaking like Malcolm X or Fred Hampton. So yes, you can come with different emotions and articulate in many different ways to get your point across. But I see what you're saying. But Chocolate, you said as far as the Spanish people with their own channels, they don't own it. They do.
Yeah, they do.
No, they do not.
Yes, they do.
Hold up, just go look
Mr. Von Eric. Mr. Von Eric, I don't want to argue. I don't want to argue the point. I have looked it up, sir.
Let me get my
Hold
point
on,
across.
you gotta let me explain. Hold on.
He said, "Oh, my bad." Okay.
You said that they own it. And if you go and look at the channels that is on there, we can pull it up after we get finished. You will see that they own it. Von Allen pointed that out. No one owns. It's only one race that owns those channels, and I can't say the name because it'll activate the algorithm. But I'm saying is, as far as that on the cable network and on the Direct TV is owned by Universal. It even says that when you first cut it on, and when you have Universal. Hold up. No. Universal is not. It's not. And Fendi is a French company. There are not Spanish owned. That is not Spanish people. Now, do people of that race have ownership in it? Yes, but they do not have majority ownership. So I just wanted to. And then the next point you were saying, as far as women twerking, yes, women can twerk. Women, you're free to do anything that you want, but that's not what she was saying. She was saying the way women are being treated on the network, and black men, as far as being treated on a network on a consistent basis, is different than other race. Then you said, okay, we should go have our own. You're right. I did say in that, what's the name, that since we can't go and do like what Von Allen did, who had $1 billion just to take the corporations to court. He had $1 billion just to take the corporations to court. No people has that type of money just to go to court and take it all the way to Supreme Court. But to your point, as far as what you were saying, I did say that's why you should go on social media, because Black people on social media, on YouTube, TikTok, are making a lot of money, and they are doing things as far as instead of going to the big networks or try to go to the conglomerates, they taken advantage of the social media. Even if you go on fan base that is owned by Isaac Hayes' son, look on there. Then you say, as far as a TV show, as far as a news show, it's a news show called African Diaspora that does bring the news through a Black perspective, and he has correspondents all over the world, particularly mostly in Africa. So it is Black people that's doing things. You have a Black woman that has her name, that owns Black Stage Capital, that's doing a lot for Black people. Go on her page, has what they're doing around the world. So let's not say that Black people yes, there are Black people that's complaining, and they have every right to complain. They have every right. Just like any other culture, any other race has every right to complain and say, hey, I want this type of representation on the network. That's why, what you see, Tyler Perry going through all that. People was getting upset how he was portraying Black people at a certain way on a consistent basis. They was like, yeah, won't you bring other things out and portray us in other ways, just like other races do. Even why are we complaining? Even the Spanish people complain, and other race complain. Even I don't want to say the name. They complain if certain things is on the network portraying them a certain way. They complain, and we can't complain. No, come on. I think we should complain, just like we are now. If it's going to,
I never said that.
No. You said as far as
I never said we don't have representation. So, but may I? Because see,
hold on, Chocolate. Hold on.
Hold on. I'll let her go. Go ahead.
Hold on. We all gotta show that like I was talking about the emotional intelligence. We gotta just let each other speak, right? And if I as a host can sit here for mad long and not say shit, y'all gotta be able to do the same thing. Come on, man. Let's work with each other, y'all. We're gonna go to Grizz. Then I'm gonna go to OG. Then Chocolate, is on you. Grizz, go ahead, bro.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm gonna do this right quick. So, one more time. So, about what was the question? One more time. I got caught up in the conversation.
Riz, I'm gonna come back to you when we drop the next.
Oh, okay. It's good.
We moving and grooving.
Go ahead.
Oh, OG. Anything you want to say? Electro J, anything you want to say?
No, I just got here, so I'm listening. I'm listening. So please go ahead. Don't wait on me. I'm catching up.
Bet. Chocolate is on you. Let's go.
What's up? You know what? I'm gonna tell y'all. I don't care because I'm emotional. Okay, that's just how I feel. I feel like we don't take it serious enough, and that's me. Like I said, that's just how my opinion. Like I said, we playing and we letting these people play in our face. I don't care about what has happened already. I do understand Mr. Von Erich. I follow Byron Allen. I know about his comedy shows. I know how much money he had to come up with. And you don't need $1 billion now. That's what I'm trying to point out, which always gets bypassed when we have these conversations. Nobody ever asked me nothing after I say, we can do this for free. You could create shorts for free. Cartoons, short little sayings, inspirational stuff. People making money off of this. But we still talking about Byron Allen? That's one person. He's supposed to save all the black people? No, that's one person. And why do I feel like every time I say that, somebody has to say the same thing to me? Oh, Chocolate, there's black people that's doing it. Well, if it is, it ain't enough. It is not enough. And why do we pretend that it is? And why do people take it as a defense? It's nothing to defend. I ain't knocking nobody for their hustle. But we need more. We don't have anything for our kids. Name me some shows that they learning their ABCs from some black folk. Where they learning how to speak a different language from an African show. They got like 3, 4, 5 little shows on YouTube because I do my research. Because if you'd asked me, I'd have told you I'm very familiar with Mr. Allen and his court case. I understand how data servers are set up and how you can take lines from other cable companies and become a cable company yourself. I also know that you can get your own data server because it's legal and it ain't got nothing to do with the color of my skin. And like I said earlier, which is never touched upon. Never. And it is. It's a little insulting. Like, oh, chocolate, what you're saying, like it's happening all around us. Then why are we in trouble? Huh? Tell me. Where we at then? Where's so strong at? Where we got it at? Well, tell me, what city? What we got? What we doing here? We migrating, we moving, we got somewhere to go? Oh, no, we okay, right? All 48 million black folks in this country, we good. But then in the same breath, later on this week, y'all be talking about somebody else. And I don't care about this, oh, you have to have presence. I am a woman, true enough, but I'm hardcore. So I can build something, I can pick up a hammer and a drill, I can fix a toilet, even though I hate it, but I can do that. Does that make me better or worse than anybody else? No, but I will take my skills to better my community. That's all I'm talking about. But I'm the one, I'm the unreasonable one. Because I'm talking about making shows for black people for free. Do you know you can do a whole movie now without even having to go nowhere? That's what's happening around us. I'm good for a minute. Y'all go with the next topic because I'm I don't want to play like this today. If we ain't talking about building something, I'll wait for the next question. So y'all got it. I hope I cleared what I said.
You can ready to go back?
Let me step in. Because I haven't said that yet. So let me step in.
Okay, go.
You know, this is my perspective, right? I think as a community, yes, we are having things that we are doing. We do need to do things better. And I think there are people who are making strides, right? So, you know, Chocolate, I love everything that you have done, what you're doing, and things of that nature. You already know. I always encourage you. You already know that. I love everything that everybody else does, whether it's Melissa, whether, you know what I mean, Smitty, whether it's you, you know, Von Eric, Big Bro, whether it's OG, no matter who it is, I respect what everybody does. I think in our community, we do have to understand, similar to what Von Eric was saying, that other communities, yes, you know, a lot of them don't own things, but they make sure that their voices are heard. I always use the example of The Sopranos. When The Sopranos came on, the Italian community came out in droves and said, this does not represent us, right? HBO continued the show, right? You know what I mean? But, you know what I mean? It was like, yo, this don't represent us. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it was. So I think that we have to communicate that. Either this represents us or it doesn't, right? Furthermore, I also think that, you know, we have to be able to hear each other, right? A lot of times we're not doing that. We're not listening to what each other has to say. And that's another issue, right? We don't always have to agree upon everything, but you got to listen, right? We, and myself and anybody else, we don't know everything, right? Life is a journey where we are always learning and always growing, right? And we can't do that if we're not willing to open up our ears as well as we open up our mouths so quickly. We got to do both, right? And the one thing I say is that, yes, we do need to move forward from what has happened in the past. Chocolate, I'm with you in that retrospect, right? Yes, we do need to move forward from what happened in the past. I got you. No hate there, right? You know I feel that. But we also need to understand our past, right? Understand our present and build our future. You know what I mean? Because it all is aligned.
I agree with you. I agree with
You know
you.
what I'm saying?
So, but in all fairness,
Hold on. Let me finish this. Let me land. I'm, you know what I mean? I ain't long-winded, but I'm here. It's all in the line. You know what I mean? And if we don't see that everything is aligned, and we're not seeing, what has happened in the past affects our future. If we're not reading certain texts, if we're not reading certain books that our ancestors have put before us, other cultures study and basically, you know, celebrate their past all the time. All the time. You can't go nowhere without certain communities talking about their genocide, you know what I mean? Whether it's the Holocaust or whatever else, right? You know what I mean? And they asking for money and asking for whatever else you can give them, right? And they will take that money and use it to put it back in their community, right? Without blinking an eye. You know what I mean? So we need to do the same thing. You know what I mean? We need to do the exact same thing. You know what I mean? Like you what happened to slavery and everything else. You know what I mean? To use it as a tool to help us to move forward. Why not? You know what I mean? Why not? Other cultures do it. Why not do it? You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I want to say. I do want to I do want to get to Queen. I'll let you right after that, but I'm gonna get the Queen. Then I'll get you chopping. Then we can just continue on. She said, "I'll ask you what are black men doing? What are you doing with your money, black men?" And this is what we got to get off of. All right, we got to get off this gender stuff. Please, look, please get off this gender shit. I'm really serious. That is holding us back completely. All right, I don't care if Chocolate lead the revolutionary. If Chocolate leads it, she leads it. I don't care. If a child leads it, they lead it. I don't care. Y'all so stuck on this gender stuff that y'all can't even see nothing past that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, y'all, get off this gender stuff. If a man hurts you, deal with your shit and move forward. If a woman hurts you, deal with your shit and move forward. I'm so tired of y'all with this stupid ass gender war. I really am, man. That shit is annoying, bro. Super annoying. And y'all don't get how annoying you are or how you sound. And yes, I'm being passionate because we done spent about 5 years on this shit, and ain't none of y'all done found marriages, got married or some other shit. I don't know what y'all doing with yourselves. And I don't really care. But my thing is, stop making it about gender. Gender do not matter. You know what I mean? I love Angela Davis just as much as I love Huey P. Newton. I'm just glad that they said something. I love Nikki Giovanni as much as I love James Baldwin. I'm not focused on gender. I'm focused on my people. Focus on your people. If a black man ain't do something the way that you want him to do something, then hey, call that, let that black man know that he's stepping sideways and that he need to represent the culture better and move forward. Same thing with a black woman. If a black woman ain't doing what she need to do to represent us correctly, speak out on it and move forward. That's all we can do. That's what I'm talking about, Mark. It's a joke and it's ridiculous. I'm with you. You know what I mean? And whoever's blaming black women, that's on them. You know what I mean? That's on them. And whatever women's blaming a black man, that's on them. You know what I mean? That is what it is. And
Can I say something?
Y'all gotta also understand.
Can I say something?
I know I'm passionate, Smitty, and I'm a land because I don't usually talk like this, but I'm so tired of this shit.
Because I'm not even going to be long-winded because I want us to.
I know you're not, bro. But let me just say this real quick. I'm gonna go.
Oh no, go ahead. No, go ahead. When you're done,
I'm gonna go to topic. I'm going to you. I'm definitely going to you after that. But my thing is this, sis. Right, pretty lady. Right, respect to you and love to you. Right, you gotta understand. All the black people that are put in front of us, whether it's a man or a woman, do not represent us. All right. So I know you don't think every black woman that's put in social media represents you. Right. So stop saying that men or these men that are in social media who are doing these things, who are on there 24/7, right? That represents every black man, because it does not. And a lot of times black people who want to have a voice that's outside of that bullshit, we're not able to get support or representatives. We got 20 people in here. Right? Them other shows will have 100 people in there, and it's a man saying that black woman is trash. Right? But that's more represented than me talking good about my people and bigging up my people. Smitty know what I'm talking about. We talk about this all the time. We're the support. Y'all talk a lot of that bullshit, but we're the support, man. For real. We do this for the love of our people. Queen, it's on you, man. I'm landing. It's my birthday. I ain't got time for this shit. Let's go.
Whoa. It should be there?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
I need, man, come on now. I need a PayPal, Cash App, something. Come on now.
Oh, man. The PayPal,
You know
Cash App is what you're on right now, bro.
You know we dropped that bag. Stop playing with your boy, dog.
I just got off of work. Can you give me a little premise? I wanted to say something to Chocolate, but that there are, not necessarily directly towards you, but I heard when I was driving you make a comment about Black cartoons or educational shows, and there are a lot out there. For instance, there's one called Beano and Fino. It's an education show about African kids by African woman, and I did an event, and we reached out to her, and she donated like a bunch of toys for us to do raffle. There's another guy who wrote Hair Love to teach his daughter about loving her hair and, you know, him doing her hair. It was a mini cartoon. The book was in, I think the book was in Target at one point. I can't remember, but anyway. So there are a lot of things that are out there. But like I said before in previous shows, if, like for instance, that's all I share. That's all I share on Facebook, Instagram, wherever I'm at. Personally, that's all I share. And if I share it with 50 people and don't nobody repost it,
right,
I just keep reposting it. I keep reposting the same thing is because those things are not giving the traction it needs. But I don't know what the premise of the conversation was. So, you know.
Yeah, you're right about that. And
may I?
If do the algorithm. Also, the way the algorithm.
Hold on, everybody. Hold on. We gotta have order, y'all. We gotta have order. So I said Chocolate is next, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I remember, then I said Smitty is next, right? If I remember, then Big Bro Von Ever, you can get in after that.
Okay, sorry. About
Chocolate. That. No, you good.
Okay, I'm gonna just let you know. I'm talking about big business. That's what I mean. In behind the scenes. I'm talking about everything that y'all just talked about. We take all them shows and put them on one channel, and it runs 24 hours a day. That's what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about, I want to make it clear, I'm talking about capitalism. I'm talking about economic come up. I'm talking about manufacturing here in the US. I'm talking about making clothes for our children, making dolls, making whatever they need, book bags. Produce. So just to make everybody clear where I come from as well, is I look at it as, yes, I want to see my community be better, but I also understand that money has to come from somewhere to make a foundation for people to do what they need to do. I'm talking about the business side of it. I promise y'all, I am aware that just like you put pepper in grits, you can see all the different ones in the grits. We are not the grits. We're the pepper. So we need to become the grits with every level of our community. We cannot leave out. Listen, if Pookie and Ray Ray want to buy my my tray that I made, because you know they like to roll up, they old school, so I make trays, right? So they come and get my trays. That's community. That's group economics. This is what we're facing. People might think, oh, I'm being silly, or oh, you're being too much, Chocolate. I don't care. I've seen this happen before. I grew up in it. And anybody that grew up in the 90s know exactly what I'm talking about. You know exactly where this is headed. Pattern for human beings is right there. This bull wild, we don't know what's going to happen. Yes, we do. Up to a point. Right? Up to a point. To me, again, I'll say it ain't nobody directly, ain't nobody shooting no shots. I'm trying to do my work. But I'm going to keep running my mouth because nice people got to speak up. We got to get aggressive. I don't care. I love my community, but I will give you these knuckles. Okay, that there are people like me, just like y'all talking about all the different types of people there is. Let's take advantage of the people we talking to. Why are we up here talking to each other? Why we up here then? Some for sport. Yeah, I like to debate. That would be me. But in all honesty, I want to see better for people, period. But my number one priority outside of my family is my community. They've been left behind. We ain't making big money out here. I'm tired of us comparing ourselves to celebrities. We ain't them. They money different. That's all that's happening. They still human. They still fragile. They still stink. They just got more money and people know them. So you brought up a great point. This is why I keep saying to you, you was talking about support, right? We know how fickle human beings are individually. But once you get the ball rolling, you know how people are. Human pattern. That's advertising. That's marketing. That's all. Communications. If I can get you to believe in me, that's what our country is all about. It don't even have to be real. We put people in jail for selling dreams. So you telling me that us not putting our energy, and I'm not talking about nobody with no $1 billion, man. I'm talking about just your everyday folk. We start to build community, start to network, make sure that shit is tight. Because again, if at any time we are going to need each other, this will be this time. We have elderly people who now, because of his games and fun up there, that ain't get their money. Food stamps missing. People been cut off. What about our vets? I'll be crazy. I'm cool with that. I'll be that. Cause how can I wish I couldn't see it. Believe me, y'all, cause I was a corporate queen. I was on my way to the top, baby. You talking about CEO, white husband, 2 mixed babies, a dog, a cat. You already know what it is. Those paths that they say black women take. Cause you can't do nothing about your community no more. Let it go. Why you care so much? They're going to burn it down. They're going to tear it up. Well, let's keep going. Didn't they burn us down too? Didn't they tear us up too? And we still here. Ooh. We still here. Interesting. But we can't build nothing. We online. Like I said before, we can take all our channels, all our videos, put it on Roku for free, and let it run. Now we done created a channel. That's why I brought up, I don't know if it was you. I've been panel hopping, but we was talking about the WB. And them shows, you always know when it new, because when Fox first came out, they was the black people channel. Fox made their money off of black folk. And now we, as black folks, we so pious, we can't do it on our own. It's 2025. What we waiting on? That's what I mean. I don't care. I ain't no hater. I want to be how do you put that? As my mom put it, I'm considered a producer, creator, so to speak.
Revolutionary.
Yeah, but I like putting my money into people that I know that's all they need. I don't care about money the way certain people do. It's a means. It is a piece of paper for me to give you for services or goods. That's it. I'ma still get called the N word. I might even get called the B word. It doesn't really matter how much money I have. It's what I do with the money. And I'm just tired of hearing the excuses. We got free. We talk about AI. Yo, come on. Check this out. I've been doing the investment. I told you so. I just been, a little money here, $10, $14, whatever, to see how these programs work and what we can do. But when you go into these AI programs that can produce, guess what? We're not in it. Our pictures don't come up. You put in little girl, guess what's going to come up? So it ain't just offline. It ain't just online. It is just human shit. So either now we do what we gonna do, make it rock, make our own YouTube, get the Instagram notes, the blueprints is everywhere, make our own. Who cares who come? As long as it is ours. Talking about generational wealth. Generational wealth can only be made with other people. You can't make it on your own. That's all I'm talking about. And y'all be ready to defend some shit. You don't have to. I love my people. I know what we capable of doing. I'm a history buff. My daddy was a vet. My grandfather, World War II. I know how they treated these men when they came back.
Come on now.
I saw it firsthand. My daddy, and I say it and I tell it, and I do not have any more hate for this man. I had to let it go. My father was a drug addict. He was a crackhead. Like serious. This old over 6 foot man, big old man, and he out here with the African short set at 3 a.m. I had to make, and it's okay if you laugh, because I had to laugh. I had to joke that shit out. That's crazy to see. I'm not an outlier. I'm just louder. I know the women I'm talking about. We exist. That's why we keep connecting out here. We've been mothers, fathers, friends, playmates, cousins. This shit is rough. We know. And y'all come out here playing like we don't know y'all. We don't have enough. And if we don't start getting together and get some money made, then it's never going to happen. So I'm not going to point my fingers at the black folks who jump out and go get that money. Because who wants to be at the bottom? Nobody. Maybe I am delusional. Maybe I'm dreaming too big. But I'll be damned if my nieces and nephews have to go through what I went through. And whatever information I can pass on, that's what I'm going to do. Because I got it for free. That's what has to happen. I ain't saying everybody got to be me, because everybody ain't me. But I connect with folks for a reason. You connect with people for a reason. We are out here for a reason, and we need to take advantage of it. Yes, they look at us as a joke. We are entertainers. They football players. They singers. They rappers. We are all entertainers for them. Nothing ride harder than a black man and a black woman doing anything. You don't know why? Because everybody gets behind it, not just black people. And now we global and we sit up here talk about what we can't do. Lord have mercy, I can't. Y'all make me want to drink and smoke at the same time. And I want you to be a part of it. So no, hear me out. I'm not saying this to go, oh, chocolate got it all. No, I'm saying it because, of course, I want to work with people that want to do the same. I want to kick some shit down. I want to wreck some stuff. This is not okay. We are in trouble, yo. Like, this is insane. This dude do not care. Our governors don't care. The states don't care because they are in trouble. They don't have enough money to take care of the people in their states, let alone the counties. See, let's talk about that. Let's talk about how they killing babies, not getting free lunches. They trying to take that away. That's what happens with the Department of Education leaving. Our babies are being fed by the Department of Defense. What the let me go be a lady.
No, you're right. You're right. Let me pick it up. No, you good. Let me pick it up real quick. And I just got to respond to this comment real quick, and I'm gonna get to Smitty. Listen, you know what I mean? Pretty lady, if you think that it's all on the black men and you don't want to do anything, cool. Go ahead and do it. Do what you think is best, sister. Okay? No hate to you. Do what you think is best. But understand, right, that you are not being the solution. You are part of the problem. Because it's not just on black men and it ain't just on black women. We are a community. We are unified. And if we are not moving unified, then what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? So we have to understand that we got to move as a unit. I am no better than the sisters up here, and the brothers ain't better, and the sisters ain't better than us. We need to be unified completely. That's what it's about. Everybody got to do their part. We all are doing a part. That's what the Panthers was about. By any means necessary, baby. For real. Smitty, it's on you, bro. Then I'm gonna get to my sister, Lady Crucible. I see you in the building, sis. Much love to you. You already know. Then after that, we're gonna just rock. We're gonna just chill as a family and just talk.
All right. Y'all can hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, bet. Yeah, man. I love my people, yo. I swear I do. I love my people. So shout out to Chuck. Shout out to sis. All right, so look, right, watch this. So I was listening to the whole thing. Now it's too many points to go on, so I'm going on the ones I wrote down. So when she was saying we don't support each other, we have all these black scientists and all these other things, right? Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Hey, go live and talk about them, see how many people in the building. Then what I want you to do is end that live, and then what I want you to do is just talk about anything messy at all and see how many people show up. I'm making a point. It's so unfortunate we don't want to see them. We have so many great. You're actually right. I'm actually agreeing with you in this moment. We do. We have that. We have it in abundance, but we refuse to show it. We refuse to uplift it. Nobody wants to show up and hear about the 8-year-old girl that just invented something for like an hour and a half. No one wants to hear it. Let's just be for real. Now, let me turn right around and tell you about Cardi B or something, latest scandal. Oh, everybody's in the building, cash apping, super chatting, and everything. Let's get to another part you spoke about. The unity. Let's just take these spaces, for example. Watch this, right? Watch it. Here it comes. 3, 2, 1, lift off. This whole entire space that we in is about relationships. How many beefs do you see going on with different content creators just here? And this is a microcosm. This is microscopic. This space we in is so small. Now let's just take this small space, for example. Before we even get into like whole big plantations and all these black people living good, God dang it, you gotta crawl before you walk. You gotta walk before you run, and you run before you fly. You fly before you soar. Okay? It's a process. It's an order to the entire thing. Okay? We don't see, we keep trying to skip steps. We want to go right to we on a plantation and all of us is living great. Yo, we don't even want to support each other here. So a lot of us, all of us do the exact same thing. We will segregate ourselves in this shit. And I'm talking about all over these spaces. And it's a real thing. How is majority of this space about relationships, but most people are beefing about relationship talk? We can't even get it right here. So now let's take it to a broader scale. Okay. All right. Let's just take it to a broader scale. I'm almost there, right? The one thing that I've chose to do is this. I choose to help the worst of us. I support the best of us, and everybody in between gets the benefit of the doubt. That's how I rock, right? So, can we do everything that you're speaking about? Yeah, we can. We absolutely can. Why hasn't it been done? Because we just refuse to uplift those who really have a true purpose. We don't want to give them support. Soap is right. We don't. We don't want to support those who genuinely have a message. And I'm talking about all around. I'm talking about, listen, honestly, I look at everybody up here in that category. Every single last one of us. Chalk, you got your black environment. What is that? You want to like the land, right? Right? I know about that. That is something that you're doing, my sister. You're trying your best on that. No matter what else you do in your life right now, you want to get something going where you can have land for Black people to have a community. You got a vision for that. I've seen your page. I've seen how you've went out there and tried to do something. I actually recognize it, my sister. And you know what I noticed? Watch this. You want to know why it ain't launched off as much as it should have? Because you don't have the support you're supposed to have. Point blank, period. That's all I'm talking about, sis. We don't support each other when we trying to do something good.
But may I say,
I digress. My mic is muted. Respect to the family.
No, please. I just want to say to the last part to you, real quick.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. I agree with you. But I've also had people support me. Soap was one of the few dudes I met that allowed me just to be able to talk. I know how hard it is to be up here as a woman.
Mm-hmm.
If you ain't talking about makeup or hair or something like that, and I ain't knocking none of that, but
exactly,
I'm not that girl, right?
I get it.
Guess what though? I'm here though. I know sometimes my room be empty. Sometimes I'm talking to myself, but you know what I do? I take those videos and cut them up.
You're never talking to yourself. You're never talking to yourself on the internet. Don't you get that twisted? Somebody hears you.
You know what
Somebody
I mean.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
I'm messing. Anyway, and I'm gonna say this. I want to build communities for people. Let me get this correct. Okay. But do I prioritize my people? Yes, just as other cultures do. I'm not ashamed. And I'm very proud of my people. But I'm also proud of the other people who assisted us in continuing on. So, yes, I've made it a point to know other cultures. I live around Mexicans, indigenous, white folk. It's Black people showing up here. I saw something the other day. I was walking to the store. I was like, ooh, hey, how you doing? And they looked at me and say, hey, you know, I don't know. This is what we do. That's why I love my people. You know what I mean? We exchanged that moment, right? No hate to anybody, but I'm not lying to y'all when I say what I do to help out here, I can take that money and put it anywhere now. We can create schools online, offline. We can build anywhere. I don't have to leave my house. I can hire a contractor. I can put the webcam on, make sure everything's okay. Come on, we can do this. That's why I be like, come on, we can do it on the level of the people we are. Right?
Chocolate, the time is up, Chocolate. But do we want to? Do we want to?
Yes, we do. While we up here.
It's up.
We are. It's got to start somewhere.
Hold on, y'all. We gotta pause.
Time up.
Yeah, I gotta get the Lady Crucible. Then I'm gonna go to OG. Then Melissa, this is your show, so you're gonna pick it up wherever you want to pick it up, sis. If you want me to play another video, if you want to build on the points, wherever you want to. Lady Crucible, it's on you, sis. Go ahead. You muted, sis. You muted.
Okay. First off, hello to the panel, sis. You know I gotta send you big love, big love. First off, peace to the stage. I'm enjoying and loving this conversation. You know, I tried having this conversation in my house, and you know, people looked at me like, "What?" So me and my family the other day, we're talking about, you know, with all this stuff that's going on with Trump, and we look like we about to go into World War 12 instead of World War 3. You know, somebody got mad at me because I said, I'm gonna go find me one of the Mexicans. You know, we all at the bottom of the food chain, but you know, they like to dig. So I'm gonna pay him to build me a compound, and then he can build his compound on the side of my compound. It's called building a structure. No matter what color we are, if we don't see the thing, I think people have forgotten is, see, they forced us to turn on each other so we could forget about turning on them. And it worked. And it's still working. Because now you got a man up here, oh yeah, well, the tariffs, and this, and that. But how is that you not realizing that you're affecting us? Not just us. You affecting your own people. You're affecting the whole entire world. If Canada decided right now to hit that switch, we finna be in the dark. What they gonna do? If they go over there to Mexico and tell them to stop growing vegetables and fruit, how we gonna eat? We gonna get out there and we gonna build our own. Grow our own food. Because first off, the food that they feeding us to begin with is killing us. We gotta wake up. We gotta open our eyes. See, we so sleep. And then the man did exactly what I said he was gonna do. And people, if I would have betted people, I'd have been a millionaire on the night Trump became president. I would have been a millionaire because he did exactly what I said he was gonna do. And what did he use with us folks? What's the first word he used? Money. I'm gonna give out a stimulus check. And at what cost though? Because see, he gonna give you that stimulus check, yeah, like I told him the first two that came out. They're gonna find a way to take it back. Notice everybody's taxes wasn't the same as last year and the year before last. People ain't getting their earned income tax credit. And the fact we're not gonna talk about now, we got to figure out how we finna feed our kids and send them to school. You taking away our history. But yet,
can I ask you a question? Our own foundation. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Do you believe, my sister, in respect to you, beloved? It's also good to meet you. Much respect to you. Much respect. Do you believe that we had our culture and our languages and everything taken, or do you believe possibly at one point we either dropped it off somewhere and left it and or gave it up?
Honestly, I'm gonna say take it.
Okay. Respect to that. Go ahead. Okay.
Me being the person that I am, a lot of people, I kind of confuse a lot of people with this. My ancestry line is on both sides, African and Native. My last name is Coney. What made me really go look myself up and look up my ancestry line this time last year, I'm a poet, and I was in the 30 for 30 prompt. And he told me to look up the origin of my last name. The origin of my last name comes from the French. Now, whether we want to accept it or not, somewhere down our ancestry line, and Lord forbid, I just don't want the word thing. No, I am not racist by that because my mother didn't raise me that way. But somewhere along our ancestry line, one of our great, extra great with the top of the great with the cherry on top. How y'all think the skin colors come out?
My sister, can I say something briefly? Watch this, right? I'm not going to say my whole name. So you see me, right, with my black ass, right? You see my black ass? My first name is Hebrew. My middle name is French. And my last name is English with my black ass.
Oh, wait, I got one even better for you.
Origins. Yeah,
my name, see, everybody knows me as Lady Crucible. My real name is Shania, which is Tahitian. Lynn, which God knows where that came from.
Baby girl. Please, real quick. I know we comfortable. Be real careful with personal. Please, don't, baby girl. You never know. Just don't.
Trust me, they don't.
If nobody else is going to say nothing and speak up, I will. Baby girl, please be careful, beloved.
You're right. But going into
we can get it. Go ahead.
When you go into just from that prompt that day, when I tell y'all my mind just been turning on the wheel, and my kids and them think I'm crazy. Mom, why are you waking up watching slave movies every day? Because now my eyes are open. Now I'm starting to see what they didn't want us to see. You erasing our histories because y'all don't want us to know what really happened. You can erase it.
Wait. You know what I noticed though, beloved? All right. So I have a slight hard time with that. And the only reason why is because the one thing I know is that even the history that they so-called gave us
wasn't even true.
So how was it that we worried about them changing something that was a lie in the first place? Respect
Well,
to you.
basically what I mean by that is, okay, like for instance,
You got from this point on. You got 3 minutes. I don't have anything to say. I'm gonna get
you wiping Harriet Tubman out of the archives, period. The Underground Railroad can't be the Underground Railroad without Harriet Tubman. You erasing things that our kids and their kids and their kids' kids won't even be able to find. You know how this generation is, how this world is now. Everybody wants to have receipts. How a person gonna be able to pull a receipt if you can't pull it out of a book, can't go pull it up on social media no more? So what is the purpose? Unity is, to me, it's a diverse word. Because see, I was raised where, you know, it took a village to raise a child. I'm trying to figure out, when did the village leave? Because when I was growing up, the neighbor was allowed to and take me to my mama. These days, can't do that no more. You're not even allowed to spank your own child.
just like how Tupac yelling, none of us as black men, if we talk like that in public, we looked at as we crazy as shit. We looked at
another thing. Why do people feel like men don't have emotions? Why don't they feel like men's mental can't be jeopardized?
Because you have other men who want to pretend like emotions are not a part of everyone.
Oh, I know. I got a baby. I got a baby.
Like Soap said.
You got a point.
Like Soap said, you got to take the gender out of that. Traits are traits.
Exactly.
Now, okay, you gonna have stuff that certain groups, y'all. Even within us, subgroups, people do this. Okay, I know if I drive down to a certain place and where I used to live, I know where I'm going down there. You feel me?
Right.
I know how to dress. I know what not to take. I know what to do. But then I also know where the opera house is, and I know where to park, and I know where to dress, and I know what to do.
Hey, I can spell supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Come on, that's what I'm saying. And thank you. And Smitty, I'm about to be petty, just for you. Right after you said who's listening, she came right up and said she was. That tastes so good in my mouth, man.
See, I've learned. Cause see, I've learned one thing.
My mom, to the conversation. Time's up.
That's right. No, you said it to me.
Time's up. Time's up. Time's up. Time's up.
Pause.
Time's up.
I'm going to Electrojet because he hasn't spoken yet. Then we're going to Lady Melissa because this is her show, and she's going to tell us where she wants us to go. Whether she allows you guys to continue to talk or not, that's on her. All right, OG, it's on you.
I've been hearing a lot, and a lot of good stuff here. What people haven't been talking about is maybe it's fear that has stopped people from listening or involving themselves. All I got to do is bring up Black Wall Street. They totally erased it. It was taken. And a lot of people don't know that it's covered up by a lake. That's how much it was erased. Black Wall Street. Black people taking charge, being in power, and it was taken from them. All right, that's still happening now. Only more so. How do I want to say this? It's not being done as dramatically as it was then, because then they were just killing us. Now they're killing people softly. They're killing them, via the internet, via misinformation, via false information to make us fight amongst each other, dividing us so much dividing us so much that we look for stuff to fight with each other about instead of focusing in on the true, unadulterated evil that's out there that's controlling everything. That's the problem, in my honest opinion. I've said this on Smitty's show quite a few times, and I go off to this huge tangent, and I always end up apologizing because I'm very, very adamant about getting that message out there. We need to be more focused. Now, I say we, I'm POC. I can't say I'm black.
You don't have to.
But the thing is, I can't say I'm black. So
it don't mean nothing.
My trials.
Yeah.
My trials.
Wait. Hey, Alkaline, I want to ask this question while you keep going because I love what you said. Let me ask you this question, Alkaline. All right. We did have Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street was good. I want to ask you this and give you enough time to answer as possible. Why do you think possibly, even though you're not one of us, it's okay. Why do you think black people never rebuilt Black Wall Street, considering when it was built, we had more odds and deficits against us? There were more laws placed upon us. We had more weight on our shoulders than ever before. And now we have more liberation than you can ever think and possibly the world could dream of. We have more money. We have more millionaires now. Why haven't we rebuilt it, in your opinion, since you're speaking about it? I digress. My mic is muted. Rock out.
Why hasn't it been rebuilt? Misinformation. Why hasn't it been rebuilt? Lack of communication amongst ourselves. Why hasn't it been rebuilt? Sheer and utter ignorance. Because we're all in our own...
Sheer and utter ignorance on the part of whom? Us or the information given?
We live off of the information we get. We live off of the information we get, and then we all get stuck in our own little bubble. We all get stuck in our own little bubble, and then we don't want to come out because, God forbid, you burst that bubble.
Wait. I want you to remember something because because we keeping it all the way black now, and I love you. Black Wall Street did not consist of Puerto Ricans. All right, so listen. I want you to just listen. Why do you think black people take yourself out of it? Although we love you,
I understand.
We love you.
I appreciate that.
Why?
My thing here is this: if it can get better for y'all, then that means it'll get better for us. Y'all were here first.
I appreciate that.
So if we're all in this personal space, our own little bubbles that. We don't want to know what the reality outside that bubble is. And the reality is, if we all group up and we actually focus and we concentrate on what needs to be worked on, a lot of changes can be made. But we don't because we're not given the tool. We're not given the tools. We're not given the information. And when we are given the information, it's broke up so bad that you got to go to 50,000 different locations to find the correct information.
That's it. Streamline, network, group economics, circular.
The people in power, everything is streamlined for them, but not for us.
That's it. That's the blueprint. I love that you said that. I'm sorry I jumped in, but it makes me excited. I love economics. I'm just saying these are the building blocks, and we talking about who, not when. We talking about it right now. What stops us from doing it?
Like they don't teach. They teach.
Then we teach.
Listen, here's a big part of the problem in our schools. All right, they teach mathematics. All right, they teach us how to press the buttons. They're not teaching us what those buttons actually do. They teach us about money, but they don't teach us about how money works for you. It'll teach you how to
financial literacy. Financial literacy is something that I believe when they took out certain courses in school, they should have added financial literacy. If you want to take music and home economics out of schools, then add in financial literacy so the kids can learn how to balance a checkbook again. God dang it. And I don't mean paper, but how to make
it's not just learning how to balance a checkbook. It's learning how to accumulate money. Yeah, how to accumulate money. How is it that the government?
That's what I mean. No. First of all, that's metaphoric. When I say balance a checkbook, as if you balance your finances, you balance your life. Thus, you're not ass out.
How is it? How is it that the government can too literal? How is it that the government can print twice the money, yet now the dollar is worth half of what it's worth? If you keep printing up all this money, you're not helping anybody. All it's doing is devaluing the dollar.
Well, this is for investors. This has nothing to do with it.
But again, they're not teaching us how the money works for us.
Right, exactly.
How to count it.
And this is to your point. Group economics is what they do. They help each other. Rich folk help rich folk.
Well,
rich people help rich people. Do they not? Yeah, they do. And my thing is this. You got people on TikTok, Instagram, the whole nine that's saying if they throw this segregation and try to really play it, you've got people of other cultures saying, hey, I'm not going to stop going. You not taking the flavor away from me.
But see, Chalk. That's
hold on, family. Hold on. We gotta pause. We gotta pause, y'all. We gotta pause.
I'm about to say, you done put the timer back up. God dang it.
No, I took it down. I'm back. I was running to my sister, Just Star.
I said everything I was gonna say. I'm sorry.
Gang, Just Star, we love you.
Gang.
You know what I mean? We love you, Just Star. We see you in the building. Come up if you can. The link is in the chat. Across all the networks. So I'm going back to my sister Melissa because this is Melissa the Exclusives episode 1. She's been gracious enough to allow us all to speak on her platform. You know what I mean? And we thank you for that, sis. But it's on you, sis. You want us to keep going? You want us to keep talking? When we drop another video, it's on you.
Actually, I just want to make some points about some points. There were a couple of things that I heard, and all of you put in great value to, from your perspective. This is all one house. And everybody is a window to that. So everybody's telling you their view out the window.
Hold on, wait a minute. You just stole. Hold on, so no, bump all that shit. She just stole my analogy. Are you serious?
Did I what?
You just stole my analogy, girl. I said that 3 years ago. Get out my head. This is a one-seater.
No, it's not. Go ahead, Sue.
Anyway, so a couple of different things. So the way that I literally see this is this room is a tower, right? Y'all going to see where I'm going with this in just a couple seconds. We're all trying to get here. We're all trying to be at the pinnacle of this tower. Everybody's perception of what it's going to look like once you get up there is their perception. But somewhere down here, we all have the same ideas about what it's going to be, what it's going to take, how we're going to get there. And then somewhere before you get right up to this pinnacle, you start knocking each other off the goddamn ladder on each side or the tower on each side, trying to make the exact same goddamn point. It's almost embarrassing to hear men, women, men sit and embarrass and argue with each other. And you so passionate about trying to be heard that you don't even realize y'all really saying the exact same thing. But you so hell-bent and determined to beat your chest or to put your pussy essence in the air that you can't even hear that y'all are saying the same thing. So I see this, not this, but I see us, this discussion, the point of this discussion, the people who talked about it before, and the people who are going to continue the conversation in the future, as all climbing up the Tower of Babel. But if we keep knocking each other off, now you have a group of people that's at the bottom of that tower who can't even speak the same language. Y'all all at the bottom scrambling, trying to figure out how we gonna rebuild this tower. But it's crazy. Okay, so that's that point there. Now next, history being erased, and I didn't write this in any specific order. And the point was made about why does it matter if the history that we have is false? Because it's like playing telephone. I'm sorry, that's just how my mind works. It's like playing telephone.
I use that analogy all the time. I love that game.
Chocolate.
I wasn't trying to cut her off, but she took my shit first already.
I literally waited damn near an hour. Just please let me get done. So that telephone has now traveled person to person to person to person to person to person to person. And by the time it gets to Jed, because that's who's in my far left corner at the bottom, Jed's like, oh, this is what it is? And I'm over here in the corner like, hell no, that's not what it is. It's this. It's this coat. By the time we get to you, it's stepped on. It's catnip over here, whatever the case. You feel me? So too much to your point, that's why it's important. Because even if it wasn't realistic back here, we didn't go backwards to find the origin and the root. We went forward and kept whitewashing it. And so now up here, people think that the history is 10 years ago. People think the history is 15 years ago. No, the history is way back here. So even if this document is false, it's at least way less false than the one I got right here, up here today. Move past that. I agree with the fact that people are scared to rebuild. And because of that point, because by the time we see it and see it and see it and see it, we are now becoming comfortable with just one crumb. Well, as long as I feel good, I get to stay in the big house. I'm comfortable. I don't get whipped in here. Master treat me real good. I eat. I don't have to be out there getting blisters on my hands picking cotton. I don't. I'm comfortable with my stimmy. I'm comfortable with having just a little bit or sharing, because at least if I'm standing next to this, I look more validated now because I'm standing next to something that has been projected to me as better than I am. So people fear themselves. They fear we kind of scared to be Black for real, authentically. For a lot of people, it's been beat out of them. It's PTSD. We as a culture didn't get therapy. We got church. And we got church with a lot of people who wasn't ready to lead because they didn't have their things together. And they learned it from somebody who learned it from somebody. Again, whitewash by the time it got to us, but we live and base our whole life off of that. Next point, because I'm trying, and then I'm trying. What's this?
Yes, you good. You good. Like I said, this is your show.
You're doing fantastic. You're doing fantastic.
Thank you for being patient, Melissa. We know this is your show. Thank you for being patient.
Absolutely.
And you know what I mean, thank you for being with all of us. You know, and you know what's crazy about it? I just want to say this one thing. It's crazy. Me and Melissa on this platform, we rocking this and we barely get to speak. It's crazy. But we love y'all.
But you tried to pull me out. You took me out there and used me as bat.
You know what?
Did.
Okay, so I got you.
So
we love y'all though. We love y'all.
Right, that part. So let me see. What was this point? Okay. So then we were talking about, or somebody made a point about why aren't, or when you put these resources out here, and I think it was Jed. It was a lot of points you made, baby. I really promise you that. Jed was saying something about in the dynamic of you knowing what the button is, but you don't know what exactly the button is for. And the point that I made to that is that everybody's going to teach you how to work their dream. They're not going to teach you how to take it over and own it. I'm never, well, not I, that's a lie. because that's my desire. It is very far and few between that I hear, because I was going to say I never, but I actually heard it like yesterday. And Ms. Chocolate is one of those people. Mr. Best is one of those people. And I really believe this entire platform, even down to you, Lady Crucible, and me seeing your poetry page and things, are all on the same accord when I say this. It is very far and few people who are willing to give you the keys. They only going to show you how to do enough mechanics to get you here, but never here where you can actually change the name of the company, where you can change the name on the paperwork, where now they can't get credit, where I don't care what you do. I don't care how many facets of Law and Order there are. At the end of every episode, that Jones say executive producer Dick Wolf. Period. End of story. Last point. I have a question for you, Jed, because you are the one person on this platform that we identify as outside of our culture. And my question is, what do we look like to y'all? What do we look like to you?
My teachers.
To your culture, not. So when you turn on the TV, you see us as teachers, educators, and this isn't a trick question. I really want to know, what do we look like to other cultures?
All right. Because I'm multicultural, all right, I go where I'm most comfortable. All right. Because I'm multicultural, I go where I'm most comfortable. This is where I'm most comfortable. Right here. Like this. This is where I feel most accepted. And I have to acknowledge where I am learning most of the things that I value most in life. I've learned through tribalistic groups as this. You understand what I mean by that? So that's why I say I look at the Black community in general as my teachers, the people I look forward to for the most information. Y'all have gone through more than I have gone through, and I've gone through a lot, and I know y'all have gone through more. And I know that just on the color of my skin, you know, I haven't gone through as much as some of my brothers that I've seen, that I've lived with. My own brother, my own blood, because he's darker than me. God rest his soul, Junie. Just because he's darker than me, he went through much more than I did. You know? So this is I don't know how else to say it.
Jed, is that your brother that you showed the picture of on my show that day?
My brother Junie?
You remember when on my live you showed a picture of your family? Is that who you talking about?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I remember what you're talking about. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. You know, you could say he was the black sheep of the family. I mean, he's the one that got the worst end of the deal. And I just couldn't understand why, because him and I loved each other so much, we couldn't do no wrong in each other's eyes. Same mom, same dad, he's just darker than me. Why did he have to go through so much more than I did? And mind you, I've been through bad. He's been through worse.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm going to ask, and this is my daughter, by the way. I'm a mom of 3. My oldest 2 daughters are 27, going on 28. This is my second oldest twin. She's also the mother to 3 of 8 of my grandchildren. And so with that being said, and because this panel is above that, just case in point, I just want to ask her. She just knocked on my door. Literally, I live next door to my children by choice. I came because I saw that there were things that I needed to correct as a mom, things I had passed down as a mom, things that I saw that my children were passing on to their children because of generational things, because of how we've been taught and trained, things of that nature. And so it was very important for me, because trust me, if I say it, I walk it. It was very important for me to go to my children and apologize to them for my misunderstanding and my misrepresentation as a Black woman, as a mother, as their sister in Christ. You could say all day, I ain't my kids' friends. Yeah, but when I was my kid's enemy, there's no way I could have conversations with her that I have with her right now. She'll literally come and tell me everything. And this woman is married with 3 children. You feel me? But she will come to me and tell me stuff that when I was righteous and when I was stuck in my own perception, those lines of communication could never be had. So then that information could never get to the next generation. And then I could never get information about the next generation to help propel us forward, because I don't understand. It's the closest thing I got to me. I should be able to ask. She should be able to know her history through me, and I should be able to understand my future through her. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
You have any input? I know you just came into this, but any input?
I would say, I'm not even sure what the topic of discussion is, because I literally just walked in from school. I would say that
it's really about Black community building, kind of where we're at right now. Black community building, our portrayal. You watch Housewives of Atlanta. We kind of spun off about a lady saying that she feels like Housewives of Atlanta portrays women as gold diggers and things like that. To which my point was, I think all of them are being portrayed as gold diggers, just some of them in fancier clothes. So yeah, we're kind of cultivating that. What's keeping your generation from creating this woman right here literally has a chocolate world in her mind. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. These people on this panel are creators. These are people who are trying to make the world better.
Right.
So why aren't we building a chocolate planet or a chocolate world? What's keeping it? Is there something we're not communicating to you all? Do you guys feel whitewashed from history?
We talked about this kind of thing in class tonight, actually, because we were talking about, I'm in a childhood development
tell
class.
them what you're in.
I'm in a childhood development class. Just getting another.
Nice to meet you.
And I was like, tonight we were talking about how a baby's environment will set them up for how they're going to be even into adulthood without them even knowing.
Perfect time.
And we ended up kind of getting into a discussion, my classmates and I and my professor, about the different kinds of parenting. We were discussing that as well. And we started talking about our parents and, what they did. And our professor asked us, would you raise your children the way that your parents raised you? And I went on to say that I would not raise my children the way that my parents raised me, and I have talked to them about it. But also, I went on to say that me being a parent now and also being grown and learning more about how my parents were parented, I was like, okay, it makes me see more and understand more. And, everything is a lesson, and I tell my mom and I tell my dad a lot of times, especially my mama, because she's more open than my daddy is. Sometimes he's a little bit closed off and stuff, but that everything is kind of a lesson. And a lot of things taught me what not to do with my children. But, a lot of things where I was like, why would she do that? And why did she act like that? And why did she say that? And blah, blah, blah. And it's like now, that I had grown up and I got married and had 3 children of my own. And it's like, parenting really is learning on the job. It's different every single day. And especially Black parenting. You know what I mean? Like and I work at a daycare. There's mostly Black children at my daycare. And a lot of the boys, they pick up random, items and they'll like try to shoot each other with them and stuff like that. And I tell them all the time, you cannot do that. I tell my son, you cannot do that. You can't play like that. Like they're not old enough to know like Tamir rights, but you can't play, like that, stuff like that. And it's just like, I think it all comes into fruition with the parenting and, raising them up and how we think. And in the world that we live in, everything's different all the time, of course, but it's just about being very careful and being forgiving. And again, just knowing like, okay, I would have never did that. I would have never said that. I don't know what I would have done if I was in my mama's shoes. You know what I mean? It was times I was like, it was times when me and my mom, like, just to, you know, be transparent, it was times when me and my mom was not talking at all. Had she literally dropped off the face of the earth, I would not have known, nor would I have cared. And it was just like, that's why even when she said that, you know, she came back, she moved back, and they're helping us and you know, all that kind of stuff. It's just so important, you know what I mean, to kind of have that communication so that I can still come to my mom on a daily basis and be like, my son is having night terrors. Like, what do I do about that? Stuff like that. Just little stuff that ends up being big stuff that I can even just come knock on her door. I didn't know she was on live. I was just coming to see my mama after class, you know, to be able to come in and she on live and then we could, you know, have a discussion like that.
I have another question and good points. I appreciate you for sitting up here and for being honest. How do you see our generation versus how you see your generation?
As a whole or like parenting?
As a whole.
As a whole. I think that my generation is more, and I don't want to like generalize it because it's not everybody, but I do think that my generation is more, okay, we're not going to take things, we're not going to stand for this, we're not going to stand for that. And to a certain extent, with certain topics, that really is very helpful. It's not just like, oh, you know, we're just going to take whatever's given to us or whatever. To a certain extent, that is very helpful. But also, I do think that on the flip side of that, it's just like, oh, well, I'm going to get, you know, I don't really care about that. I'm not going to take this. I don't have to deal with that. And it becomes, well, you talk to me crazy and I don't have to deal with that. And it's literally somebody's boss. Like, okay, sure, you don't have to deal with that, but, you know, everybody got to take something that they don't want to take. Sometimes everybody got to deal with something that they don't want to deal with. Sometimes you still need to, you know, suck it up and do your job. I think that the discipline level is a little bit different. And the main thing, even coming back around to the parenting, is that although our parents, like my mama generation and them, were hard and, you know, and harsh a lot of the time, I do think that there was a lot of goodness that comes out of that, as opposed to us, where they're just kind of like, you know, okay, everything's fine. You don't have to deal with whatever you don't want to deal with. And then the children that are coming up after, not my children, but some of the children coming up are, you know, and I don't want to say soft, but, you know, they feel like they don't have to listen to anybody. They feel like they don't have to deal with anything. And a lot of times those hardships that we have to deal with are what make us better. And I do feel like the generations above mine have been better at that mindset. But then, of course, my generation kind of sees it as, oh, y'all just took anything, which on one hand, sometimes they did. And, you know, they always say, like, when it comes down to, like, the racist videos and stuff online, they're like, oh, I'm not my grandparents. You could get it. This is true. But that does not apply to everything, in my opinion.
Okay. Last quick question is this. Do you feel like you guys are wiser yet weaker? And do you feel like, when you're answering that question, the reason why I'm asking is because, is the struggle a part of the excuse to just not have structure? Like, do you guys use, oh, well, I'm struggling, or I'm Black, so that's my excuse for only going so far, or being ratchet, or being buck wild, because now that's who we are, and that's what they think of us anyway. Or
I do feel that a lot of people have, I don't think that everyone has that mindset. Mm-hmm. I do feel that a lot of people do have that mindset, and I also do feel that while it is generational, I also feel that it's regional.
Okay.
Because in my opinion, I feel like, because my mama, y'all know my mama, she's from Maryland, so we spend a lot of time up north. My dad is from the country in Virginia, so we spend a lot of time down there. And there's a vast difference in, and I don't mean to say like the Blackness, but you know what I mean? In being Black and taking pride that you're Black and working hard. Okay, I'm Black and I built this and that and the third, down there versus like up here. Mm-hmm. It's not the work ethic, the pride, you know what I mean? The willpower is not always the same. And like I said, it's not everybody, but it's definitely, you can see the difference generationally and regionally to me.
So the more privileged, the more lazy.
I do feel that way.
Okay.
The more privileged, the more lazy. Now, some people, that's always not the case though, because some people are like, okay, listen, my parents got this, and this. That's theirs. I want to have mine. Mm-hmm. Everybody's not always like, okay, I'm just going to, you know, meat ride my parents for the rest of my life. Because then what do you really have that's your own?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Like I love that. I love your perspective. I appreciate you for hopping in here and doing what you do and being a part of it and giving us a perspective, because we're all familiar with each other, but we might have questions. If any of you have questions, and I'm sorry, I'm very much a mama bear, although she's a grown woman, you're more than welcome to ask her with respect.
I just asked my brother the same question you asked. Yeah, I thought that was a great question.
I love her. I love her mindset. Period. That she's first off. Let me just definitely say that is definitely your twin. That if you wanted to deny, you wouldn't be able to. You wouldn't at all. And she definitely has your mindset. She thinks like you. Exactly like you. I love the fact that in your generation that you can act, your eyes are actually open. Your third eye is open. Can't nobody. You keep. As my grandma used to tell me, baby, keep your umbrella up, because a lot of the times they gonna be pissing on you, but yet telling you it's raining. I love the fact that you keep your umbrella up and you don't sugarcoat it. You basically just tell it like it is. You are definitely your mama's twin. Definitely. I love that, and I definitely want to commend you. I mean, just because in my area over here where I'm at, if you asked, okay, let me say this without being a little, I'm gonna be just a little rude, just a little bit. You ask some of these morons that over here, they gonna be standing there looking at you like, what? I don't what? And you can tell those that when it comes to parenting, we know kids wasn't born with a manual. I'm 40, to be 48 years old, and when I say y'all, my grandkids is teaching me a whole lot, and I be sitting here like, okay, I have an iPhone. I got an iPhone that I don't know how to work, but my 3-year-old could come in here, Gigi, just do it like this. Wait, baby, wait. I gotta get my pen. Wait a minute. Wait. Slow down. Here, hold these chips. Put the phone down. Wait, what? How you do that? And it's like, again, I've always been told it starts at home. If you're not, I'm like you. I always had this thing where I wanted to raise my kids different than how my parents raised me. Because see, back when I was growing up, it's the one I still got skin on my bottom side because I was terrible. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I was terrible. And I can sit here, and my mom's gone now. And it's like, man, if I could just hear that one boy, let me go sit down somewhere and get out my face. I would love just to hear her voice just echo through the hall just once. You know, I tell a lot of people, you still got your mother here, cherish every moment. Give them their flowers while they're here, because they can't smell them when they're gone.
I appreciate that. Did anybody else have any questions or anything else before she moves out the way? Or don't? You still look at it? Is it?
No,
It's empty.
No, I put my gun.
Oh,
so I can throw it away.
It's cool. Nobody else? No? We're good? All right.
Thank you, everybody.
Then I guess
I do want to say thank you. Let her know I said thank you for sharing. Thank you very much for sharing with us. I appreciate it. And it's good to hear from your generation, because to be completely honest, my nephew, well, he was right over there. This is my wife. But my nephew was sitting back there. I can't get nothing out of him because he won't talk. He's just like too quiet. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it.
Thank you for listening.
There's Jessica Gang from the UK.
Gang.
She's over here. She's in the there she is. Look at her. I told her that you love her tremendously.
And I do.
All right, get out. I love you.
Not kicking me out.
Melissa, I swear you sound just like me. I swear you be me. That be me. Get out my room. Get away from me.
Look, this is what I'm saying. At 46 years old with 27-year-old kids who still
right like this. There you go.
It's a dream catcher.
It's a dream catcher. I still get arts and crafts from my kids.
I'm
Is
so
Can I get an
jealous. I
argument?
love it.
Look.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
don't
gonna
got
tell
no
you to make me
babies.
one of them. I
Right.
got babies, but my kids don't. I go ask my daughter to make me one of them. She gonna be like, "Ma, don't you know how to use the scissors and the glue and the stuff yourself?"
Let me tell
My
you something.
kids
My
be.
refrigerator is literally. I have a refrigerator that looks like I have kids and grandkids that work in daycare. I got art
That's
supplies
awesome.
all down the side of my refrigerator for my grown kids and grandkids. You good?
That's
I
beautiful.
wanted to
Those are
say,
beautiful moments.
I wanted to say to you, Melissa, I was telling my sister, I was like, she almost made me cry. And I was telling y'all about my mom. That's how my mother and I were. We went through a heavy transition to become close. And then this was my mom, but check this out. This was so crazy to me. So because my mom was compromised, I was too. We had this post up, so nobody could go anywhere. So this was right before she passed on, and we got to talking, and she really started opening up. My mom didn't really share her feelings. Girl, I'm gonna tell you something. We talked, the sun was up, my mouth stayed in this position the whole night. And so I asked my mom, I said, why don't you go to therapy? And she said, why would I go to therapy? She said, I'm just gonna tell you. And it was about a year and a half. It took about a year and a half. She gave me her whole life story.
I kind of feel her on that, not wanting to go to therapy, because sometimes, and I've been there and I've done that, and it's like you sitting here and you talking and you pouring your heart out,
and you feel like nobody's listening.
And all you looking at is a lady. This all you see.
I got you.
It's like
you know what?
Me, so did you hear what I just said? Like, did you not hear what I just said?
Did you
listening
understand?
To me?
Well, you know what? That's what I'm saying. Like we talk about the positivity of it. We have to learn to communicate what we want to one another. That's why I said, let me make this clear. I'm about that business.
Exactly.
Money is money. Let me tell you something. When I first started this, and I told my one of my friends, and I said, I have enough space that I can create something that is long lasting. That's why I'm doing it this way. And I have gotten support. Now, maybe not the money that I needed at the time, but I've had people believe in me all the way up until this point. I've had people give me their little bits of change to help me get to the next level. Now we got the land. So the next thing is let's move to the next. Let's get this food grown. We live in a society that is okay that we're just consumers. They don't care that we like who out here is really clocking us like this. Nobody, it's us. We fighting our own war. So it's like now either I ain't gonna say that sounds vulgar, but I will say this. I do appreciate you allowing me to speak up here, Melissa, because I'm gonna have to go soon. What's up, Emmanuel? What's up, crew? Thank y'all for coming in and supporting my people. Please don't forget to like and share, okay? Thank you. Anyway, I streamed it to my channel, if that's all right. I didn't know if Soap had told you. But like I was looking at this situation right now, okay? Like for instance, where I live, ain't no bus service. I saw a Sprinter van, right, on sale for about $1,000. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get this money, put it over here. We're gonna get this Sprinter van. I'm gonna charge everybody $5. I'll take you all around the city, into the little cities around us. $5. That's each person. You got kids, you can ride free. That's just the way my brain works.
But hold on,
I stay busy.
Hold on. How far for how much gas, damn it? $5?
Well, it really isn't. It's not about that. It's not about the gas. Because the money that takes care of the ride is the food.
Bring that shit to Maryland. No, I don't want to hear nothing.
Right.
Just bring it to Maryland.
I'll bring it to Maryland.
You bring it to Chicago too.
Hey, listen, let me tell you something.
That's it. Okay.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I already have prototypes, so I can start sending people seed packets. So I can start showing people how to grow herbs and shit. You need to have plants in your house for the air, for your babies, for old people. I don't care if I am on the damn Home Shopping Network with them big bobble earrings going, hey, who is this? Hey, Cindy just bought 8 of them. Right on, Cindy.
No,
Cindy.
No, hold on.
What?
Wait a minute.
What?
I just remember who it is I'm speaking to. Chocolate.
What is
this a party van?
Oh, that's for me. And my birthday coming up, baby.
Okay. See, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Bye.
During the
chocolate.
day, I'm
Chocolate.
I'm like Batman, baby. During the day, I'm saving folk. I'm getting people to the grocery store, and by night, I'm just kicking it. I'm doing my.
I'm not trying to come back to Walgreens with a disco.
People might have
me and sprinkles and shit coming
you
down.
You gonna have a good ass time, and we got shots.
That's what I'm saying. That is the dual purpose. During the daytime, professional.
We can park near the mountain. Right. We can park near the mountain and watch the sunset. You ain't never seen no shit like that. You ain't never seen it. Now from the mountaintop.
$5 I can ride in the baby.
$5 I take you anywhere. Because you know what it's about?
To like aim point shit, right?
No, that's during the day. The nighttime might be a whole different experience.
Hi, baby. We live in an area where it's just one. I live off of 2 main highways.
Mm-hmm.
Right? 77 and the 40.
Okay.
Now I give you some real business. Hold on. There is nothing that is set up for truckers anymore. So I have a friend of mine who cook. I cook. So while I'm up there and we get them greenhouses together, I'm gonna be cooking and hauling on that CB, and we can deliver it to the truck stops. Cause we got like about 5 or 6 truck stops. As long as you at a truck stop, we'll bring you a meal. What it is about building sources of income, not necessarily looking at it as one is gonna get you rich.
They say all right, family. Hold on, the timer's up. I want to get to my man M3 because I know he hasn't said anything yet. So M3, whatever you want to share, go ahead, bro. And then I'm gonna go back to Sister Melissa, and she's gonna tell me what she wants us to do.
Change subjects once we get past him because we've been here forever. Go ahead.
No, I mean we could change the subject right now. That could answer to that.
All right. So next topic, question. You can do either or, M3. You're more than welcome to join this part and balloon over to the next.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
I said you're more than welcome to make a point off of this. I'm not rushing you to the next. I'm just saying that after you, I don't want to repeat what we've been saying for 2 hours.
Well, no. The reason why I was saying like we could jump to the next question. There's an echo around. The reason why I was saying we could jump to the next question because I'm just now tuning in.
Okay, that's fair. So you want to start fresh. All right.
Yeah.
Well then, Mr. Best, that's on you. Cue it up, birthday boy.
Okay, give me one moment, y'all. Give me one moment. Rock for a moment. Give me one moment.
You have to tell me when you want me to sing happy birthday to you.
Oh, Lord have mercy. We're gonna wait for that. That's gonna wait. Salute to Sin 11. Salute. Glad you're in the building. Much love to you. Thank you everybody for the birthday love and the birthday wishes. I appreciate you. All right, let me look on. I know I got something in the kitchen. Hold on, let me see what I got in the kitchen. Hold on. I know I always got something in the kitchen. Hold on.
If you don't have anything, I can definitely just pose a fresh question. But
go ahead.
All right.
Okay,
What's
so
up,
I have a question.
What's up, M3?
I have a question. I guess it'll kind of be here, but it's branching away a little bit. I had a conversation on my platform earlier this week, and it was about what roles we take when our community is victimized. If it's from a church standpoint, a lot of the times when we run to the church will tell us that it's our fault that we landed in that position and predicament. If we try to go to counseling, it's no, you can't get information from an outside source. You need to leave it all in prayer. But then if we do go outside of prayer and choose to get that counseling is going to say, oh, that wasn't your fault. You were a victim. So then you have a lot of people that are caught between two opinions on where they should source their healing journeys and things like that from. And for our community, what is that and what does it look like? How do we help heal our community without confusing them or making them feel like victims or making them feel guilty for coming to us as a community?
All right. Okay. That was loaded back against that. Now, what I will say is this. Unfortunately, it's because like it depends on your environment. Yes, the initial community himself, like where you're surrounded by, and also because every person's opinion is always going to be subjective, and it's also based on how you feel about certain things. So, what's up, Smitty?
No. Hey, what's going on, M3? No, that was my way of saying please tag me in next. I want to speak about that.
Okay, yeah. I'll tag you in afterwards, though. But yeah, much respect. Anyway, so salute to everybody else too. So I'm gonna start slow on this one, right? Let's say, for instance, we're gonna go to the victim. Well, I guess the criticism of people who they judge that's carrying a victim mindset. My rebuttal to this is that, look, you never know what a person's really going through, and you never know what the initial start of their situation and upbringing has begun. You know, hopefully it makes sense where I'm coming from, right? I'm not saying like, hey, like, you know, like to just go around and have a victim campaign. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that a lot of times we get critical of a person without going through.
Hold on, M3. Hold on. Baby girl, could you please calm down while doing that?
Huh?
Lady Crucible, please calm down while doing that. Please calm down. Thank you, baby girl. For your family protection. Thank you.
Okay. But thanks, Smitty. But no. So what I was just trying to say was, right, we get into a mindset where we quick to judge without reading the entire story, without understanding where this person is actually coming from and why this person feels that, hey, he or she feels defeated. And then when you go to certain communities, because you mentioned about church, black communities and all that, and I'm not going to say about all churches, but I do know a lot of people, right, in a particular church, right, they don't really have the compassionate mindset because they feel like Jesus is going to fix all your problems instantly and you're supposed to be fully healed and you're supposed to move on and walk away from it. But you're always going to have your traumas. I still carry my traumas to this day, but I still try to press forward. Now, who do I talk to? Because here's the thing, I've been in these situations too, where I could be like, oh, I'm an ultimate victim, you know, because I was once attacked by like a group of people, you know, for things that I did not do. But instead of me carrying that type of mentality, because I know, hey, like by the end of the day, no one's going to really care about my struggles. But there's going to be certain people that's going to understand where I'm coming from, and those are the people who I gravitate towards. Anyone else that doesn't really want to hear like my story or want to judge instantly, hey, I just say, hey, forget them. You know, by the end of the day, you know, they're not close to me. I'm not going to allow that to affect me. As far as with the therapeutic stuff, right? Yeah, of course, like a therapist will tell you it's not your fault. You know, regardless if they're being sincere or just collecting a paycheck. Ultimately, it's how you feel, how you're grasping the love, the embracement, the advice that's given. Because unfortunately, we can't fully rely on our communities to really save us. But however, the only thing that could give us some type of healing is when we are no longer afraid to talk about our shortcomings, regardless of harsh criticism, judgment, or even embracement of love. So that's kind of my opinion to it. Again, I know that was like a loaded question because between the therapist, our community, the church or whatever. But unfortunately, it's like it all comes to what you grasp in.
M3. It was a loaded. Hey, M3. It was a loaded question, but you emptied the cannon, sir. Congratulations.
Man, I tried, man. Thank you.
Let me say this, right? Let me say this, right?
Yeah.
So, my thing is this, right? Ooh, LeBron is balling right now. Let's go, Bron. Let's go. Show me what that 40 look like, baby. That 40. That 40.
Hey, bro, I know you're not talking about a game during the whole mid live.
That's my birthday. I can talk about whatever I want.
You know what? Yeah. All right, yeah. All right. Can't say none of that.
On my birthday,
bro. Okay, you got me there. Talk about LeBron all you want, nigga. It's your day.
But here's the thing, right? This is what I want to say, right? Damn it, he missed the free throw. This is what I want to say, right? My thing is this, right? And I'm glad that, and it's to piggyback off of M3's point, right? Especially about the religious part. You know what I mean? The thing that makes me frustrated about religion ain't the fact that people believe in religion or actually use religion to make their lives better. I implore that and am happy about that to the full. If religion has helped you to get off crack, to stop being a whore, or to stop killing and robbing people, I am all for it. Let's go. I'm with it. Okay? But do not use your religion to make yourself seem like you are better than somebody else. And that is the problem that I have with it.
Yes.
Because your master, your savior, has commanded you to love. He didn't command you to love who you wanted to love. He even said that he came for the sick and not for those who are already healed. Right? This is what your master says. I done read that Bible from front to back plenty of times.
That part.
All right? And that's the thing. We sit up in judgment. You know what I mean? A lot of us who are from a religious background, and we sit and we say all these things. So that's why I agree with M3. We sit and we say all these things about love and this, that, and the third. Some of y'all on social media, and some of y'all following, some of y'all support. You know what I mean? Some of y'all I'm really close to. Some of y'all I really love. Sometimes some of y'all speak to on a regular basis. This is my thing. Just because I'm a believer, just like you, don't mean I'm blind. I'm not blind to the facts. I'm not blind to the things that's going on with the government and social issues and everything else. I'm not blind. But some of y'all act like y'all blind, and then y'all judge people who want to speak and actually have a voice to say, no, things need to change. We got to move different. Like Chocolate says, we are in trouble, right? But we've been in trouble for a long time. It's been about 400, 500 years, if not longer. So we've been in trouble for a minute. So we'll be all right, Chocolate. We're going to make it. No, I mean, we've been in trouble. We've been in trouble since the day that we our people were put on this planet, right? So you know what I mean? Like,
get out of
here.
You know, quit playing.
You know what it is, Chocolate. It is what it is. We here, right? You know what I mean?
Yes, and that's why I said let's make the best
slavery,
of it. Yes.
All that. You know what I mean? We've been in trouble. It's all right.
Exactly.
We want to stay in trouble.
We survived it.
You know what I mean?
We survived it.
So let me land here. And I'm gonna let you and Smitty cook, right?
Back.
I know y'all want to cook, right? I know y'all want to barbecue, right? And dang, when I go to the DMV, I'm coming straight to Smitty house because this brother can cook. All right, I will be right at his house. Do not ask me where I am at. Okay?
Y'all gotta come to the AZ.
Right?
Y'all are welcome.
I am coming straight to his house when I come to DMV. Melissa, I'll be seeing you too when I come to where I'm coming to. You already know, right?
Hey,
so,
y'all have a place
you know
to sleep. There you go.
Exactly. So
I literally have like
right here
2 whole guest rooms.
Oh, let's get it, baby.
No bullshit. I mean, just don't go in my daughter room. I mean, but I got you. You can stay in the basement. I got extra room.
You know me. It's all respect. You already know that.
No bullshit.
But yeah, let me land here, right? I'm just so tired of us using religion and elevator thought and everything else as a weapon to criticize and to put down our own people. We got to stop doing that, please. Please stop doing that, people. You know what I mean? I'm so sick of those critiques and everything else. You know what I mean? Like I said, your master and savior commanded you to love, and not love how you want to love, but to love. And I land there. Smitty, it's on you. Then Chocolate, and then Lady Melissa will tell us if where she wants us to go.
I like that.
Cool. So
what we doing? Let's go. What's happening now?
So what you was talking
I
about?
had a smoke break.
That part.
So what you was talking about with the religious part and everything.
Yeah.
That's real heavy. And the thing is that I'm just want to say this, right? I have recognized how that has taken a toll when we talking about between the religious and the political. There's something about it that has absolutely divided humanity for the longest. Because watch this. Once upon a time, that wasn't the issue. There were other things that was the issue, but it wasn't that. So my point is, when people try to use, like the religious aspect as if better, I always tell people the fact is this. You want to think and say you know God. I don't. You want to know why I say I don't? I'm only speaking for me, and I'm going to leave it alone. We don't even know everything that's in the ocean. We don't know a molecule of space, the universe. God created all of this. If we can't even figure out planet Earth in its entirety, and God created the earth, the universe, let there be light, the whole nine, how dare any human ever come out as the grain of sand in which you, me, and all of us are, ever say we know God? We don't. And my point is, that's where those arguments come in. So all of us just want to know. All of us are trying to learn. That's why it says, seek and ye shall find. Seeking, you will find the truth. Just keep studying, just keep learning, just keep persevering, just keep striving. Just keep striving. So I just wanted to say that part briefly, because that does bother me a lot when people talk like they so know. And I'm like, don't you know the greatest minds of this planet don't even know the fullness of the ocean, in which the one that you trying to tell me that you know so well created? Stop playing with me, dog. I digress. My mic is muted. We need to humble ourselves and guard our tongues. Respect to the family.
Respect to the family. Smitty, what they say? A great man, the wisest man knew that he knew nothing at all.
Not a
Lord,
damn thing. I know nothing. God knows everything. Hold on. I know nothing. God knows everything. Yes.
What I was going to say was, okay, well, I respect what you believe. That's awesome. It still comes down to the same things. Those principles are fantastic, but they still have to be put into play to make change. And no, I don't believe in humbling myself. No, I don't know everything. But if somebody don't say nothing loud enough, who's going to hear it? We up here yelling and hollering about reparations. Up here yelling, hollering about twerking. Up here yelling and hollering about who's black, who ain't black enough, who down the street black. Who cares? Our babies can't read. How about that one?
Hey, Chalk, why are we so divided in your person? Like, if you was to really nutshell it, let's say you gave it 3 categories as to why the black community here, us only.
Okay.
Why would you say we're so divided? What do you think it is?
It's human error. None of this shit grew out the ground. This is human error. Just like we discussed, we've been indoctrinated to believe, to hate people that don't look like us. that they're better than us, that we are only here for someone else's amusement. That's why they use entertainers to justify the behavior. Oh, look at here. You got 5 blacks that have money. That's fantastic. And we're supposed to stand up and clap. I'm not doing that. The message is wrong. That's why I won't. It ain't about humbling right now. And nothing against you, Smitty. I've heard that word. I've actually had a man
You don't
tell
never
me I
have
need
to
to
say
humble
that. Just
myself.
talk. Just talk. Just
No,
talk.
I
Smitty
know
has
you
no
ain't got to
emotion.
say
You know
that.
that.
Just let me talk to you,
You know that,
Smitty.
girl.
Just let me talk to you. Just let me talk to you. Let me holler at you, homie. Okay? Listen here. I am very thankful. Yes, my parents was nuts. But I am thankful that what I did take from them is a big ass mouth and the ability to work hard. And that's what has to happen now. We've been humble. We've been quiet. We played along and it ain't did shit for us. You got nice furniture, good for you. You got a good job, good for you. But they can take it away. Y'all not seeing this? On a federal level, our rights have been erased. They call it one thing, but that was civil rights. Oh, we're going to hire you on merit. Are you serious? It wouldn't have had to be created if y'all was about hiring people on merit. Stop playing in my face. My face. I can't. We are at a precipice. I'm not worried about the people who don't want to go. We was joking, and a friend of mine said, "Listen, Noah, you gonna leave us?" I said, "You damn right I will." Didn't Noah leave everybody else? He told them, "Be at my house at 3:00." I'm not gonna pretend like I know everything, because I don't. My confidence is that people need help. And enough with just these social programs ain't doing it. 5 brothers from your neighborhood ain't enough. And no matter what anybody say to me, I'm still gonna say the same thing. We need more. 5 industries. There's 5. I'm in 2 right now. Agriculture, manufacturing, technology, education, and health. We are not in those places. Yeah, we got black doctors, but we don't have enough black hospitals.
So chocolate. Let's keep the floor moving,
I didn't say
beloved.
that.
No, you good.
Of course.
Hey, so pull that clip up. So let's go. All right. So I asked the question, right? Why are we so divided? Let's just listen.
I think that the thing
Hold
that
on.
we need
Let me start it over. Hold on. Where we at with the sound? You got sound, so?
to understand more in our
We good?
communities is that 2 things
You
can
can hear
be
that?
true. Like, it's okay for Colin Kaepernick to take a knee and protest
Can
and
y'all hear
not
that?
play the game and do what he feels is right.
Yes, sir.
And it's okay for somebody who's as prominent as Jay-Z to come in and try to, maneuver through the system and how it's working. Because at the end of the day, people got into an uproar, but we don't know the conversations that he's having behind closed doors. And so I think that the more we just become open to listening and learning from each other instead of saying, oh, this is my way and this is wrong and this is right, I think that will make even more progression. Because even the way we start, it's hard for black people to be on the same page in America, because even back to like the Middle Passage, they didn't just take us from Kenya or from Ghana or from wherever. They took us from different tribes, so we naturally started off on a different page already.
Y'all got it. Melissa, I mean, it's her show. I don't know. So Melissa, one of y'all, like, whoever goes, yeah. Go ahead.
Well,
It's
listen,
his show.
after the
You control that.
time
I
is
just told
up,
the video.
after the time is up, Lady Melissa will tell us what she wants to do. You know what I mean? And then we're gonna go from there. You know what I mean? So.
Anybody else have something to say in this minute and
Couple.
You know, I always got something to say.
Were you finished?
So let somebody else talk.
We know that. We know. We know that shit.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, it is a shame that we are so divided as a culture, as a people, not just as a person, a community. You know, it's sad that it's like, you know, having a family reunion. You know, you always got that one uncle, right? Like, don't bring the alcohol. You know why he get? And so you got that one goofy, right? And I'm saying this out loud. That one goofy, what he do? He bring the dang on alcohol anyway. Knowing Uncle Clifford better show his whole entire behind. Now, why would you do that? But then, you know, you start to, when you get older, and then, you know, as I got older, I was like, and I started asking my mom questions, and she used to wonder, like, where do your mind be? You're only 8 years old. Why are you asking questions like this? Mommy, why when we walk down the street, why that lady grab her purse like that? We not trying to take nothing from her. And my mom was like, well, wait a minute, first off, how did you even catch on to that? Like, what made you notice that? I was like, because she walked right past us. Like, it was the way she walked past. I'm coming out. Clutch, and she, baby, I'm 8. What my mom in the wheelchair? What we gonna do to you? It's like, when are we? And it reminded me of a prom. Shout out to Candy Baby for this prom. Our voices together makes a mighty fist. But it's like we can get out here and we can comment like somebody said earlier. We can talk about Cardi B and Offset and who she slept with, how many times he done broke her heart, and everybody on it. But soon as you say, let's get together and have a big old conversation on how we finna rebuild and restructure this world to benefit us. Melissa, that the way your face looked, just, you know what I'm saying? It was, and that's how most people be looking at what? Why is that so hard? Why is it so hard for us to come together as a people in a whole, in general? Like, can't we put our differences to the side just for once? Like,
come on, say it again for the people in the back.
They already don't want to see us get together because they know what we are when we do. That's why they
say it for the people in the back.
That's why they keep it so separated and so divided. If people pay attention, and I'm gonna use gangs for instance. So you got the Vice Lords over here, you got the GDs over here, you got the BDs over here, you got the Latin Kings over there. Now, out of all them groups I just named, one is everybody is a friend to a friend of a friend within a friend, baby mama, baby daddy, yada, 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 amongst these groups, right? And it's like, y'all all used to
I gotta pause you, and I don't want to pause you, but I have to, right? And the only reason I'm pausing you, you know what I mean, is because, you know, I gotta be respectful of the host time, and I know she, you know, she wants to land. So, Lady Melissa, wherever you want to take it, you let me know what you want to do. If you want us to finish, you can finish. If you want to take it somewhere else, we can. It's on you.
Go ahead and land your point, Mama, and then I'm gonna wrap it up.
And it's like, just like, you know, like now, our kids have no structure because our structure got lost somewhere along our ancestry line. But instead of us going out there, it's like, okay, you see that little vine in the ground. Most people will trip over it. They'll walk over it. Me, oh no, I guess I'm different. I'm gonna pick that vine up and I'm gonna pull it. And I want to see how far it's gonna lead. And how much further can we go? So it's like when I discover it, it's like, hey, yo, Betty, come here. Come here, look, let me show you what I just found. Call everybody, because look, this might lead to somewhere. This might create something. But everybody knows, but like my mama always told me, everybody ain't meant to learn and everybody ain't gonna go.
Everybody don't want to learn, and everybody don't want to go. It's not that they can't; they can. They just don't want to. Thank you so much for coming, Lady Light. I appreciate you tremendously, girl. Anytime I'm here, you said invite you. Look, we're here every Wednesday so far. Couple times in between there, this group of people.
I love this. This is the type of stuff I like. I like these type of conversations.
Right?
You know, people think I let people think I'm the most ghettoest person in the world, but when you really sit down and listen to me talking, they be like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, right. I mean, it's unfortunate because what's ghetto, right? What is ghetto? So a couple of different things I was thinking, which were knowing God. I heard us talk about knowing God. And I agree that in the material state, we have absolutely no clue. I think in the intimate state, if you take it in the context of knowing was, which is why I feel like we are the bride, right? According to what you believe or whatever. In the concept of such, knowing God for a lot of people is the intimacy, because in the context of the Bible, they said a man knew his wife once he had sex with her, right? So that's how he knew her. So obviously we can't have sex with God, but we can be intimate enough to ask him to come into us. And I'm not saying that in a vulgar way. I'm saying enter our presence or our life or however. We can ask for that. And then through our intimate conversations, time spent, and things like that, then I think that we know God for ourselves. So I thank you for even saying that, because I meant to define, or it reminded me to define that so that people don't blur. You're absolutely correct. But I also don't want people to lose the construct of where you can know God for yourself, which was the next point that was made. It was like to each his own concept. Unfortunately, we're jealous of each other. And I don't know if that comes from, and I don't remember if I brought that point up here or I brought it up somewhere else, but it put me in the mindset of the movie Django, where it was the two slaves fighting it out to the death, one over the other in front of the two slave masters who wasn't even really paying attention. I think one was paying attention, the other one was at the bar. Like, they wasn't even tripping. Just, I don't even care if y'all kill each other, but when I look up in 10 minutes, if somebody ain't dead, I'm killing everybody because y'all are out here for sport. And that's it. So my reason for saying that is because I feel like we have carried a lot of that out here. I feel like where we have been made to feel less than. Let's just say, and I'm going to go somewhere, but again, it's not meant to be represented in a vulgar way. Penis measuring. If black men have always had the stipulation back then when the wives would come out and pick their slaves, and I don't know if anybody's ever watched Underground. It's kind of modern day accurate.
Oh my gosh, I love that show.
Yeah, exactly. So if you haven't seen it, I'm pretty pissed that they cut it off before they finished it, but that's not the point today. So with that being said, we've been picked, we've been envied for a very long time. And that envy has become so much so that it's been projected onto us and made us envy each other and become jealous of each other. And now we are competing with each other, which is why I said we choose not to because we're too busy competing. Oh, I got my 40 acres in a mule. Nigga, figure out how to get yours. We're not saying, oh, I got my 40, a lot of us, or a lot of people are not saying I got my 40 acres in a mule and let's figure out how we can build up on it and then make it 80 acres and 2 mules. We're not saying that. We're not having that conversation.
In the back for the people in the back.
The first person to get it is all for less until they get it, and then it's almost like, oh snap, I got it, never mind, I changed my mind, this ain't us no more, this me, y'all figure out how to get it. I put in more work. So now y'all figure out how to get it. We become very jealous of each other, and that penis measuring. And I the only reason why I'm saying don't take it in a vulgar way, don't even take it under gender. That's just the example I have, where everybody can understand exactly what I'm saying. Male and female, women are competing against each other instead of coming together with each other. Men are competing with each other instead of coming together with each other, and that's a big problem. And the last thing I want to say is we are represented in a lot of ways. There are millionaires in the Black community, but where? Are there Black millionaires because we are getting famous doing sports, Black stuff? Are we becoming famous because we rap, doing Black stuff? You know what I'm saying? Are we becoming famous because we're doing what we are told to do to project the agenda so that we stay confused? I feel like there's a lot of things that go into it. It's not black and white. I love all these perspectives. I love knowing that people see this and this and this and this and this. A lot of us are saying the same thing if we just listen instead of arguing. I've heard a lot of people say the exact same thing. And the sooner that we lock in on that, we can go ahead and get this thing off the ground. You know what I mean? I have a piece that literally says, year after year, we expect the expected. We choose to carousel around with the sodomy of our economy. We got highway and grocery store robberies where you almost have to starve to eat. You feel what I'm saying? It says we have cold-blooded covered corner sheets covering innocent fathers, brothers, sisters, and mothers. The black magic we used to see in one another seems like a mere fairy tale to mere mortals. We're getting wiser yet weaker with no substantial evidence that it'll ever be any better than it was or has been ever since. And so that's why nothing ever makes sense. Like how I'm still stacking my dollars, but I keep coming up short a few cents. That's why I feel spent. But I promise you that before I go and choke, baby, I'm going to go for broke. That's that piece. But that's where that piece comes from. And that's where I feel like all of this is kind of coming to a head. So I thank everybody. You're more than welcome. Lady Crucible, after we go off the live, we kind of sit behind the scenes and chop it up. So you're more than welcome to stay for the after party. Anybody's more than welcome to stay for the after party or not. You don't have to go home, but you do have to get the hell out of here because we've been in here for a long time. And I love you. Right? Happy, much respect and salute to you, Mr. Best, and to the intellectual soapbox. Where you represent it and how you pull these amazing and intelligent and brilliant people together. We have our courts and our kinks, but I respect each and every person that passes through this panel. I thank you and I love you for real, for free. I land there.